to, I want to say be a better person, but I don't know if you need to be a better person because you're a pretty good person now, right? So, but definitely get this workshop going, okay, so that we can, I can call you and go, Jeanette, I need a reading, please. So, and definitely keep in contact. Like, I'm serious. I'd love to do a reading with you, so.
Yeah, I will.
So
I can do that.
You can get in touch with me on Facebook at Vancouver Island Medium. My website is not up yet, terrylynboyle.ca. I almost got it up, but not quite. I had it up and then I put it on hold because you know how life gets in your way. It's time for you, Jeanette, to make time for Jeanette, right? I know you're busy and I know you don't have a lot of time, but you should make time for what you need, okay? And take care of you, okay?
Yeah. What was your name?
Terry Lynn Boyle. So TerryLynnBoyle. And you can find me on Facebook. I'm known as Vancouver Island Medium.
Okay.
Awesome.
I will find you.
You have any more questions, Jeanette? We got about a minute left.
I do. I've had a really rough time and there's something going on in my life. And I want to know if there's an ending of a situation.
I think that there is an ending to the situation, but not for at least 3 or 4 months. For a little bit longer. It's kind of like it's dragging on for a little bit longer, but it will be a good ending. It'll be a better ending than if it were to stop tomorrow.
But a good ending.
Does that make sense to you? Yeah, it'll be a better ending for you. Okay, and but you have to, again, this is a part of loving yourself. You need to believe in it and manifest what you need. Okay?
Yeah. Can I ask you something else as well?
Sure. Make it quick. I'm going to get in trouble.
Do you see any new person coming into my life too?
In November. Okay? Thanks so much, Jeanette. Have a beautiful day. I got to run. I'll see you guys next week, same time, 12:30, right here on Moonstruck TV and A1R Psychic Radio. Have a wonderful evening from Canada, Vancouver Island.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for the Mini Medium with Stephanie Cowan. Live from tarotwithsteph.net. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is the Mini Media on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
All right. Hello, my friends, and happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. And also happy, beautiful pink moon tonight into tomorrow. So I love this time, especially with readings, just because the energy is just magnified, and I've felt it all day today. I think sometimes people feel like, or they think that psychic mediums or positive people are, we never have our kind of our funks. And I've been in kind of one of those funks lately. And today has actually been just a beautiful day. It's been great. The energy's been great. And I can't help but think that it's because of this full moon. So the pink moon, and of all moons, one of my favorite colors. And the energy that we get from the full moon is it's magical. I'm telling you, if you can go outside and do a little moon bathing, as we call it. I know it sounds kind of crazy maybe to some, but it works. It really does. I love the moon as much as I love the sun and the energy from both. And remember to put your crystals out tonight or tomorrow. Excuse me. My gosh, I'm already getting this stuff in my throat. I'll have to explain what that is here in a moment. Anyhow, excuse me. So the crystals and your stones, when you put them outside or in your windowsill, I guess, if you will, they will absorb that full moon energy and ultimately be just even more beautiful and more magical and more powerful. I put all of mine out, which is a lot, and I even put out my jewelry, my bracelets, everything, just so that I can take advantage of that beautiful full moon energy. So remember to put stones and crystals, even your tarot cards, your angel cards, affirmation cards, all that kind of stuff to absorb the beautiful full moon energy. And then if you do moon water, which I do, I will put my water outside and fill up a big old glass jug of filtered water. Then putting that outside with the full moon, with all of my crystals and stones around that glass container. I'm telling you, I have had my family. It's so crazy. I've actually done a taste test with my kids, and they actually picked out which was the moon water and which was just regular, just filtered water we have in the fridge. And I love the energy I get from moon water. I water my plants with my moon water, and yeah, it's just I'm telling you. And even if it's one of those placebo effects, so be it. So be it. But anyway, full moon, pink moon, gonna be a great night. Tonight on my Stephanie's Tarot reading page on Facebook, I'll be doing 3 readings tonight. from about probably about 7:45 tonight, Mountain Time. And I usually, believe it or not, I usually do it until like 10 o'clock at night. So we just keep going and feeling that beautiful energy. So if you're listening and you're interested, make sure you hop on Stephanie's Tarot Reading page on Facebook, and you'll see the event that'll pop up about 7:45. Okay, Mountain Time. Keep that in mind. It is at 9:45 Eastern. All right. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start with my first affirmation. I'm going to pull this card, and then we'll take my first caller. So let's pull that affirmation and see what the beautiful universe is telling us. And I think, the number that I have been connected with today, which not very big number, but the number 3. Number 3 has been just a very strong number in many ways today. So the third card here is everybody's beautiful affirmation for the week. And this is beautiful. Okay. Affirmation says, I let go of the past, I trust in the future, and I accept the present moment. Okay, that is so impactful and so powerful. And there's no doubt in my mind that we all out there in the beautiful world can take something from this affirmation. So, again, I let go of my past, I trust in the future, and I accept the present moment. And boy, I'll tell you, one of the most important things that I have learned is to just be present. Stop worrying about the past stuff that you can't change. Stop worrying about the future that you can't control. And if you need questions about your future, then you come to me. But that's my job. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead, and I'm going to take my first caller tonight. And this is Penny from Pennsylvania. Hi, Penny.
Hi.
How are you?
I could be better.
Oh goodness, my friend. I'm so sorry. How can I help you tonight?
Well, we are doing like a court custody. Well, it's not a custody thing. It is a court thing because the little girl was running from my house. So then the state took her. So now we're doing hearings and stuff. Not big things. Not somebody's got kinship. But does it show that I will ever get her back?
Okay. Yeah, let me I'm gonna take a moment. I think I'm gonna pull a couple cards for you. I use my cards just kind of a guide, maybe even just validations of what I'm getting. Give me just one second here, my friend. If it's quiet, just know I'm here. I'm just getting more focused, okay?
Yep.
Okay. All right, my friend. So the cards that I pulled for you, I'll just kind of tell you here, and I can show on the live here if anybody goes and actually watches, they can see the cards as well. Or if you want to go back and watch the replay. The first card that I pulled for you that I was drawn to is the 6 of Wands card, and so now in tarot, this is where I love using my cards to help give me some guidance. A wand, and this card is right side up. A wand is the best way I can describe this to people and to my clients is very powerful. You can get what you want, when you want, how you want it. The caveat to that, though, Penny, is that it's the universe also saying, well, just be careful what you wish for. And so that card really does resonate in a couple ways, and I'll tell you here in one moment. The second card that I pulled for you is this King of Cups card, and that card did come out of the deck upside down. So in that reverse position, if you will. Now, a cup if you think about when you have a cup and it's upside down, the cup is emptied, or it also represents that you are no longer or can no longer accept or take any more, whatever it may be. Sometimes this is a sign of just exhausted. I've had
Yeah.
enough. I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I
I'll
don't
tell
know
you
how.
why. I'll tell you why once we're
Yeah.
done.
Okay. Yeah. No worries. Uh, and I do feel that there is a very strong a man involved in some of this. That I feel, and this could very well be, um, a guardian, or this could even be legal. So,
Judge. I think it's a judge.
the judge, yes, yes, yes. And that's where I was heading as well, because that king, right, is very powerful and makes decisions. So, the one thing that I feel is going to be, I would say, your wand, if you want to look at it that way, is what's going to help you to have things happen, um, is really going to be uh, having your ducks in a row. Just making sure that there are no I's undotted and no T's uncrossed.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
and I keep getting the month of June. I keep seeing June, and June
Yeah,
being
her birthday. That's her birthday month.
Ah, okay. Perfect. Perfect. Now, is she, when I see her, I also see the number 8, but then I go to 9. Can I ask how old she is? Is that
No, she's
appropriate?
6. She's 6.
Oh, she's 6? Okay.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
running to the neighbors, and so the state stepped in CYS, and we took her up to get her evaluated, right, to do mental evaluation. And I
Uh-huh.
told her after she banged her head for 4 hours that we can't bring her back here because she's not safe for herself to be here. So the doctors and them up there took it in their hands and told them no, and told them that we told the people up at the hospital that we didn't want her anymore, and we said no, that's not what was said. But they turned it around like that. So now they're saying that the children and youth, or CYS, or however they call it, is whatever they say to the judge doesn't matter because we aren't going to get what we want because the judge just listens to CYS and nobody else.
Mm, gotcha. Yeah. Well, I do want to say that, the biggest part about, uh, I would say, for success, to be able to get what you want, when you want, how you want, right? When that wand is coming in, it is really going to be even character witnesses. I keep seeing of people doing, letters of your, validating and each character that is involved in the home. These kind of things, kind of going above and beyond, I feel is going to have to be your wand, per se. And seeing that month of June, which also is the number 6, which is also how old she is. These are all beautiful validations of, uh, what I feel as a good outcome. And so, just I would say, watch for about that June time, but just be her advocate, my friend, and just, fight for what you want. And I do see that just having everything in order is going to be key for you. Okay.
Like you said, exhausted. That little girl was making us lose sleep. She wouldn't go to sleep. We were watching her over the beds. We were watching every single thing because every time we were asleep, that's when she'd run to the neighbors, and the neighbor got involved and got her mouth running. So that is who started all the crap, and the neighbors never liked me.
Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. It's and I can feel, I've done this 27 years, Penny, and I can, even just over phone or Zoom, I can connect with people's energy and personality, and I feel like you do have, a genuineness. I also feel like you have good intentions. Unfortunately, it's going to be one of those where you're going to have to just, like I said, go a little over and above to to get her back. you know.
About because the parents never were in the picture, right? But now I got to
No.
really ask this question. My daughter, the mother, is living with us, right? And she is doing nothing but causing more hassle, more trouble, more drama, more everything out here for us.
Oh,
And the two little kids that I have custody of, she's causing all kinds of drama, all kinds of crap. And she's got three little kids of her own, and she is not nice to them either. But what I need to know is, do you see her getting out of my house? Because we're trying to move, and we're trying to get rid of her too.
oh wow. Yeah, you've got a lot on your plate. I can see why when I said that you're just done, right? You're overflowing. Um, I feel that the biggest thing, and really seeing, gosh, wow, this is coming pretty fast. Just yeah, right about September, I do feel a huge change, and I can see a huge change coming within
We're hoping
your,
that she will leave, like yesterday.
yeah, yeah. Just just stand your ground, my friend, and that's what I feel is going to be the biggest, your biggest weapon or asset. So, but
I have custody of.
yeah,
The little
yeah,
boy and little girl that I have custody of, or that are her kids, she's traumatizing them with what she's doing, because she's telling the other kids to do things that isn't right. And my two are used to how we raised them, and not how she's never been around. And now she's making the other kids, oh, you don't even want to know how bad. It's bad.
oh my goodness. Well, I just, my heart goes out to you, my friend. I can feel the love that you have, and I will be sending you all of my love and healing energy and positive energy, and and I wish all of you, the success and the best, here in the next few months.
So you
But
think June I'll get her?
I do. Between that June and September time, I would watch for that.
Well, hopefully we have a new place, because that's what we're trying to do too.
Yeah. Well, I will send you all of my good luck to you, and I'm gonna grab my next caller that's waiting, but I'm wishing you so much luck, Penny, okay?
Great, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye. All right. Hey, I missed my next caller's name. I apologize. Hi, Hannah. This is Stephanie, the mini medium. How can I help you?
I was just seeing, but I've been going through a lot, here lately. Um, with my father and just financial and just a lot of things going on with me.
Okay. Are you wanting just kind of a general reading of whatever comes
Yes,
in?
ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, okay. Okay. All right, my friend. I'm just gonna kind of mix up my cards here a bit and shuffle. But one of the things that I love is when before I get on and start my show, I meditate and I ask my spirit guides and any of my loved ones in the spiritual world to guide and give me what I need and the right answers. And the um, every beginning of my show, I pull an affirmation card, and I can't help but think this card really is so perfect for you. And I'll read that to you here just really quickly. But the affirmation says that I let go of the past, I trust in the future, and I accept the present moment. And I really feel as I've been listening just to you and connecting with my intuition and um, you do. Are you there? Did I lose you, Hannah?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I heard a weird noise. Um, but I can feel, the heaviness, if you will, and a lot of it I do feel is going back to what this affirmation says of letting go of that past but trusting that the universe or God or whoever you feel, is going to bring you the future that you deserve. I do feel, it's just some things I'm seeing for you too is you're very much an empath. I feel that your empathic ways can be very draining. Are you very drawn to people when you go in a room, you can feel their energy?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. And being an empath can be it can be a bit draining. I can relate. I'll go into, even just a restaurant and even just feeling the energy sometimes can be overwhelming or I would say underwhelming sometimes. But um, so I would say kind of just a suggestion and maybe some advice is, um, and I do this every day. I get up and I try to meditate and try to get myself focused for the day. But I also envision a very protective, bright white light around me to protect me from taking in any of that outside energy. Um, and I'll tell you, it's very powerful and it can work. So try that. And that's just kind of a little suggestion I wanted to throw out. Um, can I ask, how do you connect with the number 9? I keep seeing 9, and that's September or the 9th of a month. Do you resonate with that?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay. I want you to keep that in mind that month of September, um, or even here in about 9 weeks, which I guess in 9 weeks that puts us 2 months out, May, June. Yeah. So about the end of June, 1st of July. Just be very mindful because I do feel a sense of changes even within your location, your family dynamics. Um, so just yeah. Are you thinking about moving here soon or renovating your place? Because I'm seeing boxes.
Yes, I was thinking about getting my own place. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and I feel that's a really good first start, taking these kind of baby steps. Um, I just as I'm connecting with you, I feel too much coming your way will overwhelm you to where you just kind of freeze up, and don't want to move much further. So baby steps through this. So watch about that September or about the July time, that 9 weeks or
Okay.
the month of September. Um, uh, okay, okay. Can I ask? As I'm sitting here, I'm just starting to. This is what happens. I start to feel a shift in the energy in my room, and um, boy, I'll tell you, you have a very beautiful. Uh, this is a mother. This is a mother energy. This is a soul of a mother. Um, and very nurturing, very much a protector. Now, has your mom passed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay, yeah, and I feel all of a sudden she's showing me this concern for you and watching over and seeing what you know what the trials and tribulations you've been through. Um, And then she shows me this month, April, as being very important, the month of April. Is there a birthday, anniversary?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. This month of April, you do connect with that?
No, not in April.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry, I misunderstood. Um, there's, yeah, she's very persistent. She's very persistent. She's showing me this month that there's a anniversary or a celebration. Um, so just keep that in mind. I know you'll connect with it.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
yeah, very significant celebration, birthday, anniversary this month. She keeps showing me. So
Well,
keep
my
that in mind.
nephew just found out that they're having a baby.
Oh, well, that's what it is.
Yes,
That
ma'am.
is so.
And that's her
Oh my.
grandson. So
Oh my gosh. Well, that's exactly what it is, Hannah. Oh, that's beautiful. And she's laughing. I can feel her as she's laughing, and I just got chills. Just that's my validation of yes, that's what she was trying to say. Um, so no, she's just um, validating her presence, letting us know she's watching over. And she does say that she needs you to really pay attention to um, she's showing me blood sugars, your blood sugar levels. Um,
yes, my blood
yes,
sugar has been very bad.
yeah, yeah, she says that you got to keep that under control, okay? Watch for that. Um, and she says, oh, she's showing me the infinity symbol. So that's the number 8 or the infinity symbol. So this is also my sign for um, her letting you know that she's with you always and forever, and the love of the infinity for you. Um, she's boy, she's a very protective energy, and I love that she just kind of really came in very fast. She did not hesitate whatsoever. She's a beautiful, beautiful energy. But I know I'm down to about 30 seconds with my show, but can I just say um, I really feel as these next few months come that you will find that guidance and that peace. But overall, just take that leap of faith, my friend, okay? And I do see things getting better for you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Hannah. Well, thank you so much for calling in. It was so beautiful to meet you, and I wish you all the luck, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye. All right, friends, this is your mini medium, and I will see you guys next week, Wednesday. Happy full moon. Bye, guys.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Psychic Paths with Suzanne Marie. Live from PsychicPaths.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Psychic Radio.
Or one of our websites.
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Psychic Paths
On A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, everyone. I am Suzanne Marie. Welcome to A1R Psychic Radio. I am a clairvoyant and a medium, and we are here to do readings. So if you would like a reading, please call in. We're here all night. So I would enjoy a really good caller and a really good reader, a reading. Oh my goodness. So my theme is love one another, and love is power. And we all need to show our kindness to one another as human beings. Love is power. And so we need a lot more of that to be able to survive what's going on with the rest of the world. As humans, we have that conscious mind ability to be kind and use our love. So with that, that's enough said of that. What's ending is Mars in Neptune, and that is ending right now. So all the confusion and all of the strong energy, real strong energy, because Mars is Aries, and Aries is the god of war. In Neptune, and Neptune is the dreamer and the illusions and part of psychic ability. But when it's stuck in something like Mars, it's really combating. And so we've had this for quite a while, and now it's ending. So I'm glad that it's ending, and I hope everyone feels a sense of release and a sense of peace since that has gone direct out of those. So, yeah. So I am ready for a caller. So get busy and Clara. Hello. Clara from New
Hi.
Jersey. Hi, how are you tonight?
Yes. Very good. Thank you.
Good, good. What can I answer for you tonight?
Well, I want to see if my fiance comes through.
Okay. Um, give me one minute with spirit and see what spirit has to say. So did he pass like a year ago?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um, and he was kind of young. I get the feeling he was young. I also get the feeling that he seems to be a humorous man. Um,
Yeah.
he seemed to be joking. He's joking with you. I see him doing some
Yes.
kind of little joke with you. He let's see what else he has to say. Did he have some pretty eyes? Because what's standing
Yes.
out with him is his eyes. Um, I'm trying to get a sense of his passing. Um, was it a quick passing? Because it doesn't seem like he suffered long, and um, it doesn't seem like an illness to me, because he's not bringing that up. He's not bringing up the time of going
Mhm.
through something. And it could be that he doesn't want to bring it up, but I'm getting the feeling that he may have passed without knowing.
Yes.
Do I make? He just didn't know, and so um, when I ask him how he passed, he's kind of like, "I passed." It's like, okay, well, that
Yeah.
doesn't give a lot of information. Um, did he have a dog? Because he's bringing up a dog.
Yes.
Okay. He's okay. He's all right. He has a lot of peace and a lot of joy where he is on the other side. And if you could hear him, you could hear that in his voice, the serenity that he feels. But he's telling me he didn't have that on earth. He didn't have it in this reality. He's telling me that when he was here, he was worried a lot, and it would be in his voice, a worry.
Mhm.
Um, and that's not there. He wants you to know that that's not there anymore. So do you have a living room lamp that flickers? Because he is showing me a lamp. That's him.
Yes.
That's your, go ahead.
Does he come at night? Because I see a lot of boards in the house.
He does. He's
does.
always around you. Yes, he's watching you. And his calling card to me is that lamp. Because when he's by that lamp, it seems to flicker.
Yes.
He loves you very, very much. And he wants you to know that he left, but it wasn't his choice. He had no choice in the matter. And he wanted you to know that he misses you. And he's with you. He's with you all the time.
I feel him all the time. I really do.
I am so sorry for your loss. He seems like a generally funny and intelligent and really nice man. And I'm sorry. And he's sorry. It's like he didn't have a minute to think about it.
Yeah.
But I want you to know that he's okay on the other side and he's at peace, but he does miss you and he's visiting. And he does a lot of other things too besides that lamp.
Yes, he does.
I think things are moving. Items are moving.
Mm-hmm.
So he's just trying, now that you know that it's his presence, you can just talk to him. He wants to talk to you. He wants to hear you.
I always do. Oh, thank you so much.
It's okay. It's all right. I'm just sorry that this happened. It feels tragic. It feels really like
it was
very, very big tragedy. So I'm very sorry about that. And I hope that you now know that he is there with you and he is trying to communicate and he loves you dearly.
Oh, I love him so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else that I could answer for you? Take a second.
That was what I really wanted to know, because a lot of things I see orbs. I feel him sometimes calling me, and I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going crazy, because I know he's around me all the time.
You are not going crazy. You are very, very sane.
He's my soulmate.
Very much so. You're very in tune to each other. And you were in this life too together. Very, very in tune. So I just hope that now you know and you don't have to question yourself and you know that he loves you and he misses you, but he's always around you.
Oh, yeah, I know. Now I know more than ever. Thank you for validating that. I knew that. Thank you.
You're welcome. You go ahead and have a good night. And thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a great night.
You too, honey. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, everyone, I've got a few more minutes. I want to say my website is kind of goofy with the calendar, so don't even bother with the calendar. If you go to my website to schedule, just email me at the email address, and I will contact you back rapidly. And also, I am booked for the rest of March, but April looks pretty good. So if you would like a reading with me, please go to Psychic Pass, like right down there. And everyone have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. And I will see you next week. Thank you and goodbye.
You'll love Suzanne Marie readings. Clairvoyant reader and spiritual light trance medium. Tarot is used for spirit confirmation. She's been a spiritual reader for 30 years and would love to be able to bring accurate, clear, visionary readings for those who seek answers. Available online and phone. Call 320-455-2303 or email readingsbysuzanne@gmail.com. Suzanne Marie. Check her event page for specials.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Sacred Insights with Andrea Bacon. Live from mindbodynourish.etsy.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Sacred Insight
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sacred Insights. I'm Andrea Bacon. Thank you so much for joining me. It's great to be here again. So there's a lot of shift in the energy right now. Pluto is moving into Aquarius, and that's really making this lighter, less challenging energy in a lot of ways. So right now with this shift, it's a great time to be working on some big goals. And if you have been, putting in the effort, you're going to see the payoff for that. You may have been seeing some synchronistic events, like when you are thinking about someone or something and then it shows up in your reality, or you hear from that person you were just thinking about. It's like these coincidences. They're a co-creative process that the universe communicates to us with when we're on the right path. So normally it's something that is like surprising but exciting and meaningful to us as well that will show up. And if you have been experiencing it, you're asking yourself, what does this mean, to get information if you are curious, and then not forcing an answer, just letting it be, and the answer will come to you. And so I have pulled some cards about this and ahead of time, and I've got confidence is key and prosperity lies ahead. So being confident that you are going to be able to make these changes is part of the process here. And we've got surrender to play. So lightening up, having fun, enjoying this process, being in a more lightness of being, lighthearted energy is definitely something that can help open the doors to these things as well. Okay. Don't get tempted to go back into conflict if that is something that you have been dealing with. Okay, because we've got the 5 of Wands and the Temptation card. So focus on, with the Star card, focus on the healing and the hope and the brightness and the lightness here for the future. Because we have a wish fulfillment with the 9 of Cups as well. There's a lot of working on emotions. If you still have stuck, stagnant emotions, this will also help free up energy. And you're leveling up here, or this energy is supportive of that anyway, if this is something that you're wanting to work on. So the Page of Wands to the King of Wands. So we've got the Wands, this fiery energy, passionate, creative energy. And the Page is speaking of a less mature and energy, and going into the King here. Okay, so we're leveling up into something that is more creative. And so that's something that you can think about. Okay. And now we have a caller, Sharon in the UK.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, thank you. My pleasure. So how can I help you?
Basically, I have a decision to make, and
Okay.
I'm not really sure what to do. Basically, what happened was in the past, in 2018, somebody sexually harassed me, and I didn't tell many people. But now I told one other person recently, and this was within a group of people with Sita Yoga, which we have in the UK, and I know you have it in America as well. And basically, somebody from the organisation has got in contact with me and said that she wants me to meet with her and to make a formal complaint. And I'm not sure whether I should. I mean, part of me thinks it's the best thing to do because it might stop this person doing it to other people. But part of me thinks that because it's in the past, and that I should not.
Okay. Let me see what I can get on this subject.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that you're having to go through that. So, and I think, right, also focusing on, healing as well for you, regardless, is something that, will be good for you to do, okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Because right now, the cards I'm pulling on this is you feeling, just like you were saying, stuck, not knowing, and not knowing what to do. So there's, so if you feeling like you have to defend yourself, okay. So if you do go ahead and report, got King of Swords, which is like boundaries, okay. And if you don't report, let's see. That was like a Ace of Swords in reverse. A lot of swords and Five of Pentacles in reverse.
Okay. So if I report, I need to be very boundaried. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Because there is a way that I could report it and just say, I'm just going to give you the information. I'm going to give you the emails I've got that give some evidence to what happened. And that's all I'm prepared to do. I could just do that.
Absolutely.
And not meet with them. And yeah.
Yeah, and don't go back and forth with if there's conflict, don't engage too much into that and allow it to drag you down. Just like you said, just the precise, information that happened and everything. And then I think there will be a quick resolution to it if you do that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, sorry you had to go through that. It's very stressful.
It was very stressful and it was very horrible at the time. So, yeah. Is there anything that you can see for me in terms of the future, the best possible direction in the future?
Yeah, you do have good wish fulfillment, good things coming with this 10 of Cups. You absolutely have some things that you're wanting, and some heart healing and focusing on self-love is going to be a key for you to be getting there, to having some good things happening for you. Kind of balancing out your energy with the feminine and the masculine. So the receiving and the giving energy, make sure that you're, receiving as much as you are giving. That's it balances your energy, and that you're not over giving so much that it's depleting you. It's coming through.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
And let's see. I don't know if you had a misunderstanding with a friend or somebody in your life.
Yes.
Okay. I am seeing some higher information coming to you to help clear that up. And it feels like a healing on that as well. Something coming out to light that's going to help resolve that. And I see you in this beautiful energy, like a phoenix rising energy. And you're really going to become more empowered from all of this that you've gone through, is, something that is going to be to help you and to feel, stronger after having gone through everything. And you're going to really benefit from this. It's going to help you get out of your head as well.
Yes.
So you're not going around and around in your head about everything. And being mindful. I don't know, do you do meditation now? Because I feel like you kind of...
Yes, I do.
So, yeah, I feel like you're having even more now that you're standing up for yourself, this spiritual energy upgrade, so to speak. And there's a higher energy coming in for you, reclaiming your power.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And, being around the color green and out in the garden or traveling, if you're able to, it'll be really refreshing for you and good for you to do that.
I love the color green, and I love being in nature.
Oh, yeah, that's really healing for you. So just make sure to set boundaries with people. And I see this soul partner connection as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. So I see a lot of good things for you.
Okay, thank you very, very, very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there anything on money at all? Is there anything you can see on money?
Let me check real quick. Yes, I feel like the empowering energy that's coming in for you is going to bring in a brand new beginning that's going to help you move on to calmer waters and bring in a financial abundance. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm going to have to leave it there. And this is coming to the end of the show. And I hope that helped you. Have a wonderful...
very much. And thank you again.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye. And that's going to do it for me. If you would like to check out my services, you can do it on my Etsy shop at mindbodynourish.etsy.com. And I offer readings, intuitive readings, mediumship, and some energy healing as well. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. Time for New York City Celebrity Psychic with Perry Lyons. Perry Lyons. Live from PerryLyonsBrilliance.wixsite.com/Perry Lyons. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is New York City Celebrity Psychic on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hello, my cherished ducklings. Oh, sorry, I'm a little shiny today. How are you? Are you shiny too? I don't know why I'm not looking into the camera. Ooh, well. Anyway, hello, children. I'm Perry Lyons, New York City Celebrity Psychic, and I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy that you're on the other end of the phone, as you will be in one moment. Coming up in a big full moon. It might be a slightly challenging one. I'm already feeling that full moon energy, feeling kind of crazy. Woo! I'm wearing a seahorse. If you like this, I debut my jewelry collection, which is called The Countess Goes Swimming, because technically I'm a countess, kind of. I'm divorced from the count, but I'm sort of a discountess. But I was married to a Serbian aristocrat for a really long time. Maybe it just seemed like a long time. Anyway, I'm about to do a slightly abridged psychic tarot weather. You know, we do that every week. We do the tarot psychic weather. Here's the thing. I've been renovating my darling mom's house, and I've been moving everything. I have no idea what I did with my tarot cards. I found one mysteriously on my chair. So we're just going to say, this is the card for your week. And it's a great card, so I decided to go with it. Usually, it's just a card for your week. If you're watching or listening or just passing by while somebody else is watching or listening, sit down, introduce themselves to you, and then send me an invitation to the wedding next year. It's the Lover's card. I love the Lover's card. By the way, excuse my hands have been making jewelry all day when I wasn't painting on a ladder. Anyway, somebody's a little tired. The Lover's card is wonderful. It's pretty self-explanatory. I know there are a lot of tarot readers that say, oh, well, this doesn't have to be love. It could be the reconciliation of opposite. No, screw that. It's love. Come on. Who are we kidding? So something this week is going to it might be the little seed that's planted that is in your attitude about love, that you might suddenly this week start getting ready for a new relationship. Even if you haven't dated for a while, like some people I could mention who happen to be sitting right here in my chair. It could be a commitment. And if you're in a relationship, it could be that you just looked at your husband who last week you were like, could you just stop that whole breathing thing? I don't know. And suddenly you're like, oh my gosh, you're George Clooney. If you actually are married to George Clooney, this still counts. So that's the psychic weather. The full moon is in Libra too, which is very nice. And so that kind of goes along with the Lover's card, because Libra it's kind of about love and harmony and pretty and nice. And so I said it's a challenging full moon. I don't know why I said that. Probably channeling, so I'm going to stand by it. Oh, you've got Kathy in Pompano Beach. Did I say that right? What is a Pompano anyway?
Yeah, Pompano is near Miami.
Oh, what's that song? I speak with Pompano of the love. No, maybe that's Pompatus. Hi, Kathy. How are you? I'm so glad you're here.
Good.
Good.
I like
to connect. Thank you. I like to connect with people through their birthdays. Just the day and month, nothing else. So tell me your birthday and we'll dive right in. I'm sorry?
May 11th.
Oh, you little Taurus here. I love Tauruses. I'm a Pisces. We need Tauruses in our life so we just don't float off. And Tauruses are awesome. They also you guys tell the truth more than any other sign, I think. which is not, even if one didn't ask for the truth, you do tell it, which is great.
You got me right.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I like you. Do you have a specific question, or would you like me to just sort of go in there and do a deep dive?
You can just ramble on.
I see you've watched the show before. Ooh, don't mind me. Oh, Kathy, you're great. Okay, let me see what I'm getting here. Are you working part-time or full-time right now? Or not working?
Part-time.
That's what I got. Okay. Because I got work, but it was it's not that important. It's so funny. Excuse me. What's funny is that you being who you are, if you decided to just take over whatever company you're working for part-time and be the CEO by Thursday, you kind of could. Your interests lie elsewhere right now, but you have such leadership qualities. Other people have told you this before, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I would think so. I don't think you're doing what you love right now, though. I think you're distracted by family stuff. Is that correct?
Distracted by family? Not really.
Oh well, it's been nice talking to you. No, kidding. Distracted by something. I'm sorry, I did spend all day in a ladder breathing paint fumes. So, tell me, actually ask me a question, because my brain just moved to Jupiter without me. I'm normally very accurate and on top of things. But if you spent 6 hours inhaling powder blue, you'd be like this too. Trust me. No, actually, you wouldn't. Not you. Okay, ask me a question and I'll tell you no lies for a change.
Do you see any romance in my life?
Yes, actually, I do. I'm so glad you asked that. And I think it's fascinating that you called right after the Lover's card mysteriously turned up in my chair, right as I realized that I couldn't find my tarot cards. Yeah, what's interesting is I think you kind of, part of you's kind of given up on that. I don't know if you're like me, a lady of a certain age. And it's kind of easy to use one's own numbers against one. I'm fill in the blanks old. There are no men out there. No one will love me again. In your case, two things are going to happen. One is somebody from your past is going to turn back up. This could be as long ago as like a high school sweetheart who's never gotten over you. Because Kathy, people do not get over you. I'm just telling you that for now. For real. You know that. They don't. You get over people. They don't get over you. I like that in a girl. Well, that happens when you know your own mind and you're confident, and some guys don't get over you, or women, or llamas, whatever it is you like. I'm going to assume that for the purposes of this conversation, I can plug in men. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody from your past is coming back. That looks like it's in May. And then you're going to meet somebody in July who is probably about 5 years older than you, but he's very attractive. Woo! If you decided to go with the other guy, give that guy my number. Yeah, I think the problem with a high school guy or college, whatever he is, the guy from your past, is I don't think he's ambitious. I don't think he's driven enough for you. And I think he's somebody who sort of takes life on, as it comes. That doesn't work for you. I think he's nice though. If you want to have him stay home and take care of the house while you go conquer Everest, that's cool. No judgment. Well, a little bit of judgment because I'm judgmental. I call it having standards. I thought you'd relate to that. The second guy, the one I see coming along in July, maybe even sooner, but I'm going to say July just to cover my butt. I like him. I think he might be a widower. He's
Okay.
got kids. Have you got kids? You've got 3 kids? I'm not very on
Two.
today. Okay, sorry. Huh.
Close enough.
3 isms. Oh yeah. No. It can't be close enough. There's probably something maybe I'll just go upstairs and go inhale some powder blue paint and come back. Oh, I like your kids too. One of them's giving you a little bit of a headache right now. Oh, by the way, happy Passover, Easter, whatever it is you celebrate.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you. Yeah, I like this guy. He's I think it's kind of going to be if he gets through the first date without you leaving, because you do not suffer fools gladly, which is one of the many things I like about you. Because people need consequences for being dopes. I think it's going to be fairly immediate, actually. I don't know if you feel like getting married again, but I could see you guys cohabitating or married within 6 to 9 months after this. And I'm not just whistling Dixie here because I don't whistle Dixie. Yeah, so the guy who comes back, not so much. I mean, I'm sure he's fine, but he's not enough. He's not strong enough for you. Funny, slightly weak men like you. That must be so annoying. And you certainly, back in the day, a couple of narcissists, but I think you put them in your place. You also have a side hustle that you could be doing. You can do it whenever you want. What?
A what? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. That's because my microphone is under my seahorse. There's a sentence you don't hear every day. Hold on. Oh, Perry, you idiot. Sorry, that was dumb. Oh, you like my seahorse? Made it myself. Yay. Okay. What was I about to say? Hold on. I have totally forgot what I was saying, except that I like this guy for you. Yeah, that's about what I got. One of your kids is giving you a little bit of, you're worried about, I think it's a him. It's going to be fine. He's the one who's.
Yes, it's definitely a him.
Yeah, he's not, your daughter's like you. Oh, hi, Becky in Williamsport, Indiana. Oh, I like Indiana. But he's more like his dad. Your daughter is more like you.
Yeah.
Your daughter is actually
You got that
like
right.
You. Yeah. No, I'm getting into stride now. The paint is leaving my system. Yeah, he's going to be okay. You guys just kind of don't understand each other. In some ways, you love him to pieces. I mean, you would. If anybody looks at your kids wrong, they're dead meat, and I approve of that. You're a good mom too. You're not a narcissist. I live in New York. I meet so many narcissistic moms. Nobody who's watching this show, none of my friends are like that. But you've reflected your kids accurately back to themselves, and you're a good mom. Nice going.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's a tough job. Oh, here's what I said. You've got a side hustle you've been thinking about doing. Because you can do anything competently, but there's something that you're really good at. I'm not sure if it's organizing or I can't quite get it. But if you started a side hustle doing this, you can make a lot of money very fast. You could start by coming in and organizing my place if you wanted, for free.
Oh, thank you. I could start with you?
Yes, please.
That would be fine.
Yeah, just bop over to Brooklyn. Yeah, because if ADHD was people, I'd be China. What, Brooklyn? Ring a bell for you? So that's what I got. I like your daughter. I like your son too. He's very cute. Oh, he's very cute. Okay, Perry, he's too young. Back off. All right, so that's what I get. You're pretty happy. Life is pretty good, and it's really nice meeting you. Stay in touch. I want to see what happens. Send me an invite to the wedding.
Yes, I will. Oh,
And
yes.
serve shrimp.
And also, just to confirm that you know what you're doing,
yeah,
I just want to let you know that I got a call a while back from an old boyfriend who I knew when I was in 9th grade, 15, maybe 14. And he started calling me like every couple of weeks, and we would talk. But this must be the guy that's coming back to me.
Yeah.
Because it's perfect.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm so glad. Yeah.
No, I don't want to be with him just like I didn't when I was 15.
Yeah.
So
there's nothing wrong with him. He's just not up to your standard or mine. But thank you for that confirmation. So, get in touch with me on Facebook. I'd like to hear what happens. You're cool.
Okay.
We like you.
I'll
All right, my dear.
definitely do that for you.
All right. Thank you, my love. I get the
Thank
greatest
you.
people. Take care. Oh, I get the greatest people. Becky, are you there? Becky.
Yes,
Becky.
I'm here. I was
Hi.
mixed up. I thought you were talking to me. Hi.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry. That's my bad. I've been up in a ladder inhaling powder blue paint all day, so sorry about that. Hi. So
That's
tell me your
okay.
birthday. Thank you.
My birthday is 8/30 of 79.
Only a Virgo would put it that way. I love Virgos. You're the most misunderstood sign, too, by the way.
Oh, I know it.
I know. People think you're about like being OCD, but you're not. You're about purity and idealism and getting stuff done without drama, which I'd so approve of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very good sign. Oh, you recently had a full moon in Virgo in March. I hope that went well for you. Anyway, so how can I help you, my dear? Becky.
Well, were you doing mediumship?
Sure, why not? Happy to. Oh,
Do you
somebody
think
wants
it
to come
could connect me to my mother?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. When did you lose her?
2010.
Okay. It still hurts, though, right? I miss mine every day. Yeah. Do you ever get over it? I lost mine.
No.
Last year, and I just am like. Anyway. Oh, zoop! She's right here. She had a fairly straightforward, sort of all-American. Like, it's not Nancy, but it's kind of. What was her first name, please?
Betty.
Okay, yeah, it's like a kind of in a 50s name. I love the name Betty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
She was born
Hold
in
on.
1946.
Oh, I really like her. What day was her birthday?
June 6th.
Oh, a Gemini mom. I'm not sure I'm getting the right. Hold on. My mom is going and getting your mom. Thank you, Mom. I love you. I can't. I'm getting her at two different stages. Did she have darker hair when she was young? And then went lighter? Okay, I'm getting the right person. Hi, Betty. Thank you for coming. Oh, she loves you so much. You have a brother, right?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I think there are more than two of you, but these are you and your brother. I'm just going to say it. Are her favorites. You and she.
I know I'm the favorite.
Yeah. Yes, you are. You were. You always will. I'm sorry, this is making me cry. You guys, I mean, I could say this to any mother and daughter. Well, probably not actually, but you guys really did have a special bond. It reminds me of me and my mom. Boy, does she love you. There's something creative that you used to do that you're not doing anymore that she wants you to do again. What is that?
Well, I'm a tarot reader.
Oh, there you go. No, something earlier. I don't think you're remembering it. Something to do with painting or it's okay. We'll come back to that. She loves you. She's glad you no longer have terrible taste in men. She's also glad that you've gotten your hair out of your eyes. She used to yell at you about that.
That's what she used to always say to me. She said, "Get your head out of your ass."
Oh man, she's funny. She doesn't take any guff, does she? How can somebody be so sweet and so forthright? Yeah, she's very loving, but she's very forthright. This is not. Trisha reminds me a little of our last caller. This is not a woman who minces words. And she would, boy, she's a tigress about her kids. Was she very protective in kind of a relaxed way? I know that sounds, darling, Becky?
Yes.
Becky. Was she kind of protective of you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, more than like I love my mom. She wasn't very protective, but well, eventually she was. But your mom's like,
I
you look
always
at that
had
child's. Yeah.
I always had earlier curfews than the rest of my friends, and she always called parents.
Good.
Yeah.
I mean, she loves you and she's realistic. You're a pretty girl, is what you are. I can see with my heart's eye, but she knew what perils await, young pretty girls in the world. She was doing her job. She was a little looser with your brother. Anyway, so are you dating anybody right now, or are you married? I can't tell. Sometimes if somebody's been married a long time, it'll sort of come
I'm
through
married.
like, okay, you've been married a while.
Well, yeah, about 5 years.
Okay. Oh, good. That's going well. And I like him. She likes him. She didn't like the one before, but she likes him. She didn't like the one before, but she likes him.
Okay.
And she wants you to. Are you having trouble sleeping? Something going on? There's
sometimes. I
Yeah,
have to
there's
take a sleep aid sometimes.
Yeah. Something going on with your health. It's not serious at all. It's like a thing that a mom would worry about, but the rest of the world is like, what? What is the problem here? Hold on. I don't think you're getting enough exercise, young lady. That's me talking for.
No,
There's something
I'm
like,
not.
yeah, you're not. Start walking. I mean, not right this second. Wait till we stop speaking. But she loves you and she's so proud of you. She says you have a lot of talents, and I believe her. Oh, she loves you so much. She also, hold on, I'm going to see if I can get a childhood thing here. Shoot. I can't tell if this is right or not. So bear with me. I can't tell if she's showing me gardening or she's showing me, I don't know why she would show me carnations or marigolds. I don't think she did garden.
She used to garden.
Oh, she did garden. Okay. I don't know. She's showing me flowers.
It was kind of her thing.
Oh,
she gardened.
Yeah.
She planted
I'm getting it.
Flowers.
Yeah. That's not your bag, but it was okay. I'm sorry. I thought I was getting her mixed up with my mom, who is also an avid gardener. She's showing me something really cute. You're gardening together when you're really little. Yeah, I'm right here. Can you hear me? Dave, producer, Becky. Okay. Just hang on, darling. My producer's, hang on one second. My producer's fixing it. Because he can do anything. He can jump off tall buildings and die. No, that's probably not something he should do. Sorry, but he can do anything. So Becky, I'm just going to assume you're still there. I'm seeing something with you and your mom gardening, and it's very cute. You had like this special hat she got for you. And I hope you're still there because I'm getting some really cute stuff. Meanwhile, for everybody who isn't Becky or is a different Becky, who knows? Everybody who's listening tonight could be named Becky. I'm here on Moonstruck TV and A1R Radio, 9 p.m. every Wednesday. I absolutely love you guys, and I'm here to bring everything I've learned to answering your questions. And my biggest joy in life is making you feel heard, seen, and to know that essentially you're God's favorite you, even if you're an atheist. I think I'm an agnostic, but only on Wednesdays. Okay, we're waiting for Becky. Also, tomorrow is going to be something a little loopy feeling about this full moon. So make sure that if you drink, have somebody drive you home. Look both ways before you cross the street. Becky, you're back, Becky. Yay.
Yes, I'm sorry, the call dropped.
That's okay, honey. It happens all the time. I was saying that I was getting a picture of her teaching you to garden when you're gardening together when you're about 3, and you're wearing a really cute outfit. Like if you're wearing you're the cutest little girl. You have eyes the size of dinner plates. And you're wearing some sort of special hat. Have you got fair skin? Do you get burned easily?
Yes.
Some sort of, yeah. Okay. So you're wearing sunscreen and a little hat. And you're always that 3-year-old to her. I'm sorry. I can't help it. And anytime she wants you to know that Perry, don't cry. Okay, I can't help it. She wants you to know that, and this is true for everybody, anytime that she comes to you in a dream, that's not a dream, that's a visit. Just so you know. Okay?
I know.
And there is something, death is not the end. But I never believed that until people started showing up and I had to be polite to them and they were already passed. But she's very much with you. And here's the thing. Here's what I want you to know. People who passed, who love us, they like being given tasks or jobs, right? It makes them feel important. They can't volunteer unless it's a matter of life or death. And you've had a couple of near misses, my friend, and your mom has saved you. But aside from that, they can't volunteer. So ask her for help with stuff. Even the little stuff. She loves to help. And she's with you. She's with your brother. She's with your kids and his kids. Oh, it's just so nice. Okay, well, we've got 2 minutes. So is there anybody else you want to talk to?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay, a couple more things.
I appreciate it.
Oh, sure. I want to get a little more specific before you go, because usually mediumship's my jam when I haven't been inhaling powder blue paint all day. Hold on. Let me just get something else. She and your dad, something unusual about either the way they met. Just something unusual about the way they met.
Well, she married her first husband's cousin.
Okay. I was like getting something about like something interesting here. Oh, that is unusual.
I mean,
I
don't know exactly
they
how
really
they
loved
fit
each other. What?
are.
But
she married cousins.
Was she from the South?
She,
oh, that's marrying your own cousin. I'm kidding. Your dad's passed too, right? I can't.
No, he's almost.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I can't. I was like, Perry, did I say that or not? Here's the thing. She's going to come get him when it's his time. He's going to pass very peacefully, hopefully a long way off. They really loved each other. I want you to know that. She wants you to know that. I think they had moments like all married couples do. But you were such a wanted child. Such a wanted child. You're so loved.
Aww.
It's so nice. She's just pouring love through me to you. I hope you can feel that. Can you feel that? Oh, so nice. Darling, thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet Betty. And you're going to dream about her tonight. So take care.
Oh, good.
Thank you so much. Bless you.
You too, and thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
You did a wonderful, amazing job.
Oh, thank you, my love. Well, if that's you. All right, my cherished ducklings. See you next week. And I love you. And that color looks great on you.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, Enlightening Television. Welcome.
Time for Soul to Soul with Medium Kelly Kristen. Live from MediumKellyKristen.com.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
AskOneRadio.com or Moonstruck.tv.
This is Soul to Soul
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Soul to Soul. I am your host, Medium Kelly Kristen, and as always, it's a pleasure to be here with you tonight. And guess what, guys? It is not raining tonight. I think that's the first time in like 5 weeks that I've been able to say that. So I hope all of you are staying warm and dry wherever you are. Also, I have a special guest tonight, but real quick before I get to introducing her, I want to tell you about a special that I also have going on until I think April 15th. I have a code for you guys to use to get 15% off on readings and classes. And the code is super easy. It's April 15. So there you go. Hope to see you in a class or do a reading for you. I'd love to connect with you. And so now I'd love to introduce my good friend and special guest, Claire Falcon, all the way from Berlin, Germany. So hi, Claire, welcome.
Hi, thank you. It's great to be here.
Yeah, so let's see. What time is it there now?
We're at 3:33 a.m.
Ooh, 3:33 a.m. So let's see, technically that would be April 6th, right, for you?
True. That's very true. Mm-hmm.
So I guess I should say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, friend. Yeah. So thanks for joining us on your birthday. That's amazing.
Super happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Kelly.
Of course. So, Claire and I have known each other for a while, but I think we probably have known each other on a soul level for, probably eternity, because she's one of those people that has that bright, shiny light. You'll get to know when she starts talking. We also have a lot in common. We both are teachers in the traditional sense. We both are psychics, mediums, astrologers, master teacher. I don't know, Claire, what did I leave out? What else is in your impressive resume?
Oh, I really consider myself mostly a teacher. Really, at the end of the day, everything that I do, be it through psychic mediumship reading, spirit communication, any of the classes that I teach, mentorship programs that I offer, really at the end of the day, I think it comes down to that I'm a teacher, to be honest.
Yeah, that resonates with me as well. So it must be why we get along so well. Let's see, what was I going to ask you? I do want to mention this because this just popped in my head. Claire also spends time in Pennsylvania, where she is from as well. And I wanted to mention that because Claire, my caller last week was from Pennsylvania. Her name was Mandy, and she was awesome, and her dad was awesome. So we have a lot of East Coast fans, right? So yeah, so you have that connection with them. And also before I forget, can you give us your information on how we can find you, like your website and any social media?
Absolutely. So I have a website, it's clairefalcon.com, very easy to remember. I'm quite active on Instagram at pen_PENN for Pennsylvania _Falcon. And I generally on Instagram do a couple of lives throughout the year. I'm trying this year to do a live once a month. It's a wonderful way to connect with people, to do spirit mediumship readings, to do psychic readings, and also just to really promote the study and understanding of consciousness, one of the big things that I love teaching about. So I offer also within my website and my newsletter, if you want to sign up for my newsletter, a couple of free master classes throughout the year, and really all of the highlights and programs that I offer. So between that and my YouTube channel, which is Claire Falcon as well, I offer, a lot of free information on any topics to do with spirit communication, psychic development, but also just teaching people intuition. So generally through those three channels, my website, clairefalcon.com, my Instagram handle, 10_Falcon, and my YouTube channel are the best ways to get in touch with me.
Okay, perfect. And I'll put that on my webpage. My webpage and my Facebook page. And so just in case you guys didn't get that. And speaking of, master classes, Claire and I have a group of friends that we, kind of are a close group. And so we a lot of times will attend each other's classes either to learn or just to support. It's really fun to do that with friends. And I had the privilege of joining Claire's class yesterday, and I wrote it down. It was a master class on astro guidance and aura readings, right?
Right.
And so it was amazing to see how Claire was able to incorporate an aura reading with the astrological birth chart of the person and do a reading that way. Now, is that something that you offer as a service as well?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Like, I primarily offer consultations that are spirit communication, connecting individuals with their loved ones in spirit, something I'm really deeply passionate about, and I know you are as well. One of the really foundations of my work. And the second one is psychic readings. And my psychic readings are very broad. I can read the aura for placements that have to do with health, career, even love or direction about where people are going, wisdom, guidance, spiritual gifts. And within those aura readings, I use a lot of color. I use a lot of also astrological placements that I see within the aura. I like to call it basically psychic astrology. And one thing that I really love to do is, after studying astrology now for about 15 years, there's really a immense amount of wisdom that can be gained after an aura reading, to kind of take a question or something that I saw and to anchor it back into the birth chart reading. And so it's just another one of those tools that we can use to deepen the experience about helping our clients. And so I really love to incorporate that into my psychic readings. Sometimes I'll do aura readings where, it'll be an entire consultation of reading the aura and providing evidence and providing guidance to individuals. And then it'll be, 5 minutes at the end that we'll simply look into the birth chart for further advice, because really, the two are almost the same. It's just a different way of looking into the energy of someone and looking into their blueprint. But it is immensely helpful to use the two in unison, because it just really, really deepens the experience. And at the end of the day, really allows us to help our clients who are seeking our advice. And so what I really love to do, something actually that I decided to develop after doing that for so long, is that I've incorporated basically that into my mentorship program. And so what you were seeing the other night was just a really kind of snapshot at how we can use our intuition, be it from a psychic medium or from ourselves, and we can really learn these tools, maybe in a very basic sense in the beginning, right? But we can really learn to access these tools and to master them in such a manner that they become something that we can tap into for guidance along the way. So it's a real foundation of my mentorship program.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Can you talk a little bit more about the mentorship program and kind of what it looks like? Because all of your services are so different. Yours are in a beautiful way, right? They're not like anyone else's, so I can't explain it. So if you could please do it.
Absolutely. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's something actually, it's a good indication of why I did the mentorship program. We all have our different ways of accessing it, right? And it's simply tapping into the best way that we can do it to offer it to individuals. So my mentorship program came to be because I really saw a need for individuals, be it graphic designers, salesmen, doctors, any walk of life, that there is a unique ability for all of us to tap into our intuition. And in doing so, we allow a kind of modus of living to live from the inside out, is what I like to call it. And that you have a really deeper and stronger sense of who you are, where you're going, what your purpose is, and really to be able to feel and tap into your greater strength. So the mentorship program is just that. It's a 4-week program that I designed that is online, that basically incorporates everything that I like to do, which is dream analysis, which is teaching people how to use their birth chart, and it's also teaching people meditation. So it's almost like a 3 to 4 part pillar program where it is teaching people how to tap into their intuition and really to live a self-empowered life. So I did really take all of the things that I offer and put them into this nice little program to offer to people to mentor them as they're embarking on this journey.
Yeah, that's really beautiful. I love how you put that together. And believe it or not, we are almost out of time. It goes by so quickly. But can you tell us when your next one's starting? That's what I wanted to ask you.
Absolutely, thank you. So it starts on April the 23rd.
Oh.
And it will go, it'll go for 4 weeks. I have all the information on my website at clairefalcon.com. And if you look for me on Instagram, I have a couple of specials coming up in order to do it. And actually, for my birthday, I'm running a sale on my website that is already there. You don't need any promo codes. And it's $100 off for everybody wanting to sign up when they feel like it's really something that fits with them. So I encourage you to go and check it out if you'd like to, but we're starting on April the 23rd, and I can't wait. It's going to be a great program.
Perfect. Again, thank you so much for coming on tonight. I will also have all that information on my website, just in case you didn't listen or didn't hear. But thank you guys all for joining tonight. I will see you next week. Have a great week. Shine your light bright. Thank you, Claire, so much for joining us tonight. Happy birthday.
Great to be here. Hi to all of your fans. Kelly does such great work. It's lovely to be here.
Oh, you're so sweet, Claire. So I love you. Okay, guys, see you next week. Bye.
You're listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome.
Time for Soulfully Guided with Carmel Ann. Live from soulfullyguided.com.au.
Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio.
Or one of our websites,
askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv.
This is Soulfully Guided
on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Good afternoon, good morning. We've had a time zone change here, so hello wherever in the world you are and what time you're on. So welcome to my show. I'm Soulfully Guided. I'm Carmel Ann from Soulfully Guided. I've been through yesterday a year worth of paperwork just to find one document which I couldn't find. So excuse me, I'm really lost in all that. So we're going to go into a caller today. For anyone that would like a reading, please reach out to our network and I'll be doing a mini reading for someone today. As we wait for that caller to come through, let us know you're here. Let us know what you think of this show as well. I'd love to hear what everyone thinks. And I wanted to talk about today just a little heads up on, making very important decisions and trying not to let our emotions get in the way. We find it a lot of, we can't take the human out of being human. So the purpose of what I wanted to spend these next few minutes talking on is basically how to make the best decisions for you while trying to not let your emotions get in the way. So in our readings, often when we're stuck, whether it's choosing a job, leaving a relationship, choosing to be in a relationship, or any sort of question you have in mind, we're so afraid to sort of make that big leap or make that decision. There's so much involved and we're emotionally invested. We cannot not be emotionally invested in our lives. So what I do is I offer people, on top of their reading, I always say, well, you have to make this decision. Oh, we got someone already. Wow, Dominique. Hi, Dominique.
Hi. Hi.
Bear with me one sec. I just wanted to give one piece of advice. So if anyone needs to make a huge decision and they're not really able to, and they're, life's getting in the way or you're stuck, I want you to think, what would you feel if you were having your last breath? Yeah, a bit dramatic, but what would you feel in your last breath if you wish you'd done? What would be your last wishes? And aim for that. We need to detach ourselves from the now. And often, another way of looking at it is, how do I want to spend the rest of my life doing this? So if you have any major decisions, don't get stuck in just what it's going to do for you now. Think about, in 10, 20, 30 years, what you'd wished, and let that help you and guide you and make you stronger for a decision. So thanks, Dominique. Sorry, that's a very, it's common to come up in readings. So it's advice I give, but what would you like for your reading today?
Do you do mediumship readings?
Oh, I don't. So I'm going to actually start learning mediumship, but I won't be ready for a little while because I'm going to take it slow. What I can do is I do know the cards. I would always recommend to get that real depth to go to a medium, but I'm happy to explore your question through the tarot and using my empathy to touch. What were you wanting to ask?
There's a lot of questions. I'm trying to think of something to ask you.
Well, if you don't have something to ask me, if you want me to connect with someone, I can try in the best way I can.
Yeah, I would love for you to connect with my brother.
Your brother? Okay. What's your brother's first name, please?
Ricky.
Ricky?
Yes, R-I-C-K-Y.
So I'm just going to have a little explore inside. Let's connect with Ricky. Okay. I heard you're generous. I don't know why. That's been said, and when I'm trying to connect, so this is not my usual way of reading mediumship, but I feel a heaviness sort of around the head, almost around the throat and the nose. I'm not sure what that means to you, so I'm going to try in the best way I know is let's connect. What does Ricky have to say? Okay. What's the strongest message? Okay. All right. So, how does Ricky feel? Oh, wow. Looking at this, your relationship with your brother, you were very close. He thinks the world of you. Like, it's amazing. If you can't see me, I want you to look up the 10 of Cups. It is the ultimate beautiful card we've got some opposite cards here, okay? So when I ask what your brother thinks of you and feels for you, it is an ultimate level of love and family and really good emotions. It's a very, very happy card. We get from your brother, when I ask what he wants to say to you, I get from Ricky that you need balance in your life. I wonder if you're an overgiver in your relationships. Look, have you got some things going on at the moment? You don't have to say specifically, but are there some life-changing? Yes?
There's a lot going on.
Yep. I want you to know, look, I get a relationship card that's a very happy relationship, but then it's confirmed by giving too much. Okay, I don't get exhaustion, but from you, but I feel like your brother wants to know to just look beyond the horizon, get that fire, get that fierce within your soul. He thinks the world of you and wants others to see you that way. He doesn't want you carrying everyone's, can I say, crap, or, carrying the weight of everyone. Every day your activities are so, heavily focused on what you're doing for other people that sort of you're not getting it back. So this is a time where your brother sees that things can fall apart, and that's not in a bad sense. When things start to crumble down, we realize that what we've built, these things around us, these lifestyles or these ways of living and these patterns of behavior, they're not strong. They're built on weak foundations, and eventually that gets to us and that all crumbles. So we can look at it as a bad thing, or we can look at it as reinventing or revamping ourselves, where we're building stronger foundation. And I think your brother wants you to go on a holiday, go enjoy yourself, see more of enjoyment and spark, get that life back into you. I want to see more. The word that came to mind was unrestricted love, but I want to see you feeling as much love from people as you're giving, the sort of love your brother would give you and see you as. Don't get lost in what's going on in the challenges. They are big life changes, and that will make you come out stronger. They'll make you come out healthier. And I want you to know, we need to get out of our minds and we need to set boundaries. I feel like you're mentally disconnecting with yourself. I'm not talking about mental health. I'm talking about you you're not the source of problems in your life, but letting them go and letting them slide is an issue. So your brother wants you to stop taking on too many of people's responsibilities. Get that balance in your life. You're not at the point of extreme exhaustion, but it's unfair. You're giving to everyone and you've got nothing left for you. You provide an amazing connection and relationship with people, but you're overgiving. So this is part of what these challenges that are going on in your life. This is all got to do with you overgiving as well. So we need to flip that around and really work on you. Your mindset and the way you think. Setting boundaries is not being mean or ruthless. You need to set boundaries so you can attend to your needs and find that mental strength to say no and to find what means to find your healthy balance, your strong mind, and stick to it. Stick to those boundaries and stick to what you want. The more you disconnect with yourself, the harder these challenges are going to get, and they will come back. How do you feel about that?
That was good. I was more than sorry. I was kind of we're trying to find some answers as to prior to my brother's passing, where his head was, and if I'm being honest, what happened to him. We're still trying to figure all that out. So
okay.
I was hoping maybe you could connect with him and maybe he could share with you now.
I felt it really tenseness around my head, my throat, and my nose. For me to get this better, I would need to see a photo and bring in my other gifts. There is another reader on this, another few hosts that are really good at mediumship, and one of them I like is Steph. So look her up. Otherwise, I would really go to a medium to get the answers you're looking for. I can only connect in the way that I know, and that's not the depth you're looking for. Please do look for a reader and try and call into one of Steph's shows. She's amazing, or one of our other mediums.
Like, I messaged you on Facebook, but suggestions of people who do the mediumship.
So look on. We're just about to run out of time. I'm so sorry. I would say look on A1R Psychic Radio, a Moonstruck TV Facebook group, and you'll find a plethora of really good mediums and connect with the one you like.
Listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Elliot, your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, coming to you live tonight from the great city of New York, where we get together for an hour every Wednesday to listen to me look through the magical window for you. That is the tarot deck here. That's shuffling up the cards there. That's we're going to be looking through tonight to find out what's going on in our lives, what's going on around the corners of reality, what's coming up in the future, and what we can do about it. Now, that's something I used to talk about quite a lot but I don't think I've mentioned it in a while, which is people want to know why you bother looking into the future. Well, because the future is not written in stone. The future now is not the same future as the future 5 minutes from now, because 5 minutes from now, you're a different person. Now, that is a very bizarre concept, but if you couldn't do anything about the future, then there'd be no point in looking at it. And yet we can look at it through the tarot cards, and we can see what the influences are. If we can't necessarily see the outcome, but we can see what the outcome will be now. Once you have that information, you've changed. You're a different person. Your attitudes would be changed. You may not even be aware of it. And that future may no longer exist. It may exist somewhere else, but it's not going to happen to you. So if you, for instance, see that, well, I'll give you a perfect example. At the end of 2019, and by the way, my nose is still horrifically clogged up, so I sound like I've got a cold, I know, but I don't. It's just dry air here. At the end of 2019, you can go back to the archives at AskOneRadio.com and listen to some of the programming from, say, like September, October, November, December, meaning the end of 2019. And you will hear that many of my readings, people got cards that indicated the end of one chapter in life and the beginning of another. A lot of that, an awful lot of that, to the point where I had to draw the assumption that something very strange was going to happen that was going to change everybody's life. And of course, by March of 2020, February of 2020, we were warned about that in the then president's State of the Union address. He mentioned a virus from China that nobody paid much attention to. And then in March, people started paying attention to it. By April, it was all over the place. April 2020, I was sick with this thing, and that knocked me out for a while. But everything got shut down, as you know, and I'm not going to go into the any political delving into was it right, was it wrong. The answers to that are quite apparent right now. But at the time, let's face it, this was a virus that nobody had ever contracted before. And I'm going to say this without any conspiratorial intent, but the only people who had gotten sick with this virus were in a laboratory in China. They, at the end of 2019, they found these workers were getting sick with a kind of a flu-like thing, and that's why it's called COVID-19. Not because there was a COVID 1 through 18, coronavirus disease 19, because it was discovered in 2019, and that's how they discovered it. And by the time, wherever it came from, the point was that nobody knew what to do about it because nobody had antibodies to it. Nobody had been exposed to it. So, you know, some people acted out of an abundance of caution, maybe overreacted. You know, better safe than sorry, would you say? I don't hold that against anybody, but the fact of the matter was this stuff is going on now. To this day, there are people who are still reluctant to let go of all of these restrictions. And the businesses were shut down. People were locked down. Livelihoods were ruined. It really was a time of new beginnings, you know, because there were endings. And if you're lucky enough, when part of your life ends, another part begins. And that doesn't work that way for everybody. There's some people who can't do that. There's some people who just can't handle it. Change, there's no such thing as good or bad change in that sense. For years, I've been telling people there's these things called psychological stress units, which scientists use to measure the effect of change in people's lives. And for instance, the units of psychological stress you endure for getting a divorce are the same. It's the same amount as getting married. So you see, the stressor doesn't, you can ignore the stressor and just realize that there's stress. And a lot of people aren't made to handle stress. There's some people who thrive on it. In fact, I think we all know people who create stress all the time. It's highly addictive, stress, because of the chemicals that your body releases under stress. And to throw an entire population into a state of panic and stress is a very irresponsible thing to do if you don't have, let's say, an overriding reason to do it, and do it temporarily. Because, for instance, I'll give you the Cold War as an example. The people who were in power spent years getting people terrified of the Soviet Union when the Soviet Union could barely make enough toilets for their own population, and they were terrified. I go into this in my book. Reverend Elliott explains it all, because it almost destroyed the presidency of President Eisenhower when the Soviet Union put Sputnik, the first man-made satellite, into orbit. People here were going berserk because they felt that the evil people over there were going to control the world from outer space. Well, of course, the president, Eisenhower, didn't really react to it at all, because he knew what all presidents at the time knew, was that that was a practically bankrupt country, and the money that it took them to put that thing up into space and the resources it took to do that was about all they had. So he didn't react in terror and panic. But to this day, I mean, there are still people to this day who are terrified of the Soviet Union, and there is no Soviet Union. So you got to be very careful when you scare people. And sometimes you do want to scare people enough to shock them into action, maybe. But when you go too far, that's terrorizing people. And there are still some unfortunate people who live in a state of terror when exactly what scientists said in 2019 was going to happen with this virus has happened, which is that it will mutate to a highly contagious but very mild form. That's what they do. That's how viruses mutate. There is no fear that it was going to mutate into something that eats your body and leaves you in a pool as a sludge of gray matter. No, it doesn't work that way. Viruses, to survive, they said in about 3 years, they said this at the end of 2019, in about 3 years, we'll have variants of this virus that are highly contagious. Everybody will catch it, and it'll be like maybe a cold. And that's it. And that's where we've been. But there are people now. For instance, New York State just lifted the mask mandate under many circumstances. And there are people in the street demonstrating against that, screaming, "You're going to kill us." Now, I'm not going into the science of this or that, because it's not worth discussing. It's like arguing religion at this point in time. But I just want to make the point that the tarot cards showed me in 2019 that something life-changing was coming, and that's what it's done. And look, and I'm using these examples not to put people down, but to just say this is how they've changed their lives. Their lives have been changed, and I could see that for almost anybody I read here on Ask One Radio and people I read for privately, was that there's going to be big changes. Some people took advantage of that to change themselves for what they perceived as the better, see, and other people, well, here in New York, there was an increase in the number of people who killed themselves during the whole lockdown phase. It was just awful. And the only reason we know about that is that people in the neighborhoods where it happened reported on it, but media people were told not to cover. Now, I'm a person who's got media contacts. I've been in news media for years. In fact, I'm one of the people whose businesses was shut down and destroyed by the lockdowns. My wife and I ran a newspaper for 20-odd years. And that was contingent upon people going out and getting the newspaper. And everyone was locked down, you see, and all the advertisers were locked down, and everyone was put out of business. So it was time to change. So we changed. And that's what if you can see, I'm taking the scenic route here, right? But the point was, if you can look in a deck of cards, tarot cards, and you can see that there's a period of change and transition coming in your life, maybe you can have a little bit of an advantage there without having it forced on you if you know it's coming. So you can have it go the way you want it to go, at least as much as you can control. We don't really control that much as we think we do in our lives, which is the way it goes. I mean, I love it here when people refer to, well, you got to control your own destiny. You can't do that. It's not your destiny then if you can control it, you see. But do you believe in destiny? Do you believe in the appointment in Samara? Do you believe that everything that is going to happen has already happened and we can't do anything about it? If so, then what's the point of any of this? But I don't believe that. I do think that we create reality as we go along. Now that will require a couple hours of speaking, and maybe we can do, I keep threatening to do webinars, but maybe that would be a good one to do, which is, what is the point of magical work if everything is preordained? Because there are people who believe that everything happens all at once. There was the Big Bang and it all happened simultaneously, and we're just watching it unfold now. Time is just the way we make sense of everything. Personally, I think time is just the way we develop time so that we don't miss lunch. That's neither here nor there. But you see, that's why we look at the future. That's why we want to see what's coming up. I have had a few little health problems, nothing major. Mostly it's just seeing annoying doctors. I think there's doctors out there who are trying to plan the size of the yacht they're going to buy from seeing me. But they are helping me, and I just, if I've fallen behind in some of my readings for people, I know that people have called me and reached out to me for readings, and they've been very patient and very understanding when I explain I'm going through this medical lunacy, and I just want to get it out of the way, and then we'll go back to some more readings. But it's clearing up, so if you do want to get in touch with me off the air for a reading, my readings start at $10. You can find out more about the readings by going to magic-works.com, magick-works.com. You can tool around there, look at a whole bunch of stuff at that website, but the information about readings is at the home page, so you'll see it right away. And I'll be more than happy to make arrangements with you to do a reading with you. And I know that a lot of people aren't going to get through tonight, especially if I keep babbling like this. Nobody will get through tonight. But I know that it's also inhibiting for a lot of people to talk in front of a few million people around the world. There, did I just lose some people now because I said that? But so my hat's off to you, just for calling and talking publicly on S1 Radio. That's good for you. You got guts, because someday I'll tell you the story about how I became a public speaker and how terrified I was of the whole thing. And I'll tell you the worst thing that ever happened to me while I was a public speaker. But we'll save that for another time, because that's about me and this show is about you. So why don't we do this? Why don't we ring a bell 3 times to declare sacred space and pull back the magical curtain on the magical window for Mylin in Richmond, British Columbia. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Yes, thank you so much for taking my call.
Well, that's what I'm here for. I'm glad you could get in tonight. What can I look at for you?
I just wanted some advice on a career.
Okay.
For a career.
Well, I'll shuffle up the cards and see what I get. If it's about career and money, we should be getting some very clear evidence of that. Well, there we are. There's the 2 of rods. The rods are career. That's about waiting for something to happen. Like you've done the work you need to do to prepare for something, and you're just waiting for it to bear fruit. Now, the next card is interesting, because whatever the situation is now, it's going to change. Because that's the Wheel of Fortune. That means the situation is going to change. It's going to change rather radically, in fact, because the next card is the Tower struck by lightning. So that means a sudden, unexpected change. What comes after that is fascinating. What comes after that is a possibility of new work in career, which is the Knight of Rods. Knights are new beginnings, as opposed to old beginnings, right? Knights are beginnings. And then there's the 6 of Coins, which is about a potential income stream and money coming your way. And emotional happiness is there. That's the 9 of Cups. And the 9 of Rods is here. That means you're ready for what's coming. You're prepared. So you've been waiting. You're waiting for something to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen fairly soon, and it's going to come out of the blue. Something unexpected is coming that's going to result in an opportunity for something new in terms of work and career. There'll be a good offer of money with that, and you will be very satisfied with it. And you're prepared for it is the main thing. That's also like the 2 of Rods indicates a person who has done the work and is waiting for the results. The Nine of Rods is the person who is completely prepared, who's been around. That person sometimes on some decks has a bandage on her head, meaning you've been through the battles of life and you're still here and you've succeeded. So yeah, I'm seeing good things coming your way in terms of work. The situation that you're in now will change, and it'll change for the better.
Okay. So is there like a timeline that you can see?
Well,
that might happen?
it's in the works now, and I'm making that judgment because the Wheel of Fortune is here, which is about change, and the Tower of Struck by Lightning is here, and the two of those both indicate change, and together it shows that it's going to happen really fast. So it's coming soon. But the main thing is you're prepared for it. Here's a Page of Rods. Again, that's the pages are beginnings also, but the real appearance of it. I mean, the knight in the court cards is the theoretical appearance of something. The page is the physical reality of it being there. So yeah, you're definitely going to get an offer of some sort or create one yourself, but there's going to be a new career line opening up for you, and it will be very good for you. You'll be happy at it too. It's going to be emotionally fulfilling and financially fulfilling too. Okay.
Oh, wow. Sounds amazing. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. You're headed for a good time. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye now.
I sound like that kid in the fourth grade who always had a cold and had to blow his nose. It's so funny because I'm sure that given, as we were talking about, everybody is health conscious, or rather disease conscious. I sound like I'm sick, but I'm not. I checked with the physicians and they assure me it's dry air. You see what I mean? It's a hard time breathing, so I'll be taking some decongestant later. And by the way, speaking of the air, I would like you to join me in this. I'm going to do this after the show, and maybe you'll do this too at some point in the next few days. We all need to send some positive energy out to the people in East Palestine, Ohio, where they are going through a living hell, and they are really scared, and they don't know if their town is going to be evacuated like Chernobyl, because of the train wreck that was pretty much like what was that? About 12 days ago it happened. It was pretty much ignored, but it left a toxic cloud, which is at the moment reportedly killing pets, fish, livestock. These people are scared, and rightly so. So I am going to be lighting a white candle later on to focus on sending positive energy to those folks out there. It'd be great if you could do it too, if we could all do it together. Now, this is not by any means a substitute for hazmat groups coming in and cleaning up. Let's be clear. But I'd like to give some sort of emotional, psychic support to these folks who are not doing well mentally and emotionally because they're scared, and they should be scared because it's scary. I can't get any more clear than that, right? So we could do that. We can keep them in our thoughts, yes, but do something concrete. Like I am going to burn a white candle, and I'm going to send positive energy to all the folks out there who've been negatively affected by that train crash. Lord knows I'm not going to be able to do anything for the people positively affected by it, because I don't know if there are any such critters out there. But let's all get together and do that. There was a time a while back when I asked the audience here to do some positive energy work for a friend of mine who was going through some troubles. And she reported the most phenomenal feeling of energy and positivity that ever happened. And yeah, you guys came through and did a wonderful job. So let's see if we can all work on sending some positive energy to the people in Ohio whose future is in grave doubt right now. And they're just, eventually they will probably, we hope, get the physical help they need, but let's give them some spiritual support, okay? Carla in New Orleans is next. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, Carla. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good, good. What can I look at for you?
Well, I was wondering if you could connect to my late husband and just let me know if you feel connected with him.
Okay, let's see. When I get requests for readings like this, there are certain cards I look for to indicate if I'm getting the message or not. So let's see what we get. And if I don't get one of those, well, that's pointless now because I just got one of the cards. I was going to say if I don't get one of those cards, then we'll just try it again. The first card I have is the High Priestess, and that's one of the cards that's exactly what I was looking for. The High Priestess is the person who can see behind the veil being that separating this world and the next world. This is what's fascinating to me, is because I get this all the time when I do readings like this. And that is, the first card here is a card of sorrow and sadness. That's the Nine of Swords. That comes up almost every single time, indicating that I understand. It's as if the message is, I understand that this is painful for you. It's painful for me too. All the other cards are cards of health and healing and growth and happiness. And the message is, I'm doing very well where I am. That spiritually I'm growing, because that's the sun. The sun is about healing and growth. The Judgment card here, that shows, that's a reference to final judgment, and that shows a new life beginning. And then there's the Nine of Cups, which is about emotional satisfaction. So while it's difficult, while it's very difficult because there's the pain of loss, here it is again. It's the Three of Swords. That's a very sad card. There's always the sadness there in these readings. But the message I get is, I'm doing okay. Now, here's an interesting one. It's the Hermit card. And the Hermit is a card that shows a person who's watching over other people, has a lantern and guides people. I would say this is saying, I'm watching, I'm there, I can see. Okay?
Okay. Right. Well, thank you. Appreciate
So the message that I'm getting through here is the sadness and the pain and loss and sorrow, and saying that, but spiritually I'm doing fine, and I'm watching. Okay.
Thank you. All right. You have a good evening.
Thank you. Bye bye now. Let's shuffle up the cards again. You know, you guys have been keeping me busy. I've been going back and forth to the post office, mailing books out to people. I like to see that, not just because I like selling things, which, don't get me wrong, it's fun to sell things, but I keep the prices as reasonable as possible. The book prices have been going up. They've gone up like 3 times. I mean, the cost for my making the books, but I try not to raise the prices. We've had postage increases. I try to keep the prices pretty reasonable. And I always let people know that you can get any books that I have for sale, with the exception of the tarot book. And I'll tell you why later. You can get that for 15% off with a special code if you buy it direct from the printing plant, which is, see, the price at Amazon is higher. A lot of people buy through Amazon, but I have to charge more for a book at Amazon. I don't want to, but that money doesn't get to me because Amazon, they take a nice bite out of it, and the postage rates have gone up too there, but their shipping prices haven't gone up at Amazon, which is nice. But I still think that the best way to get any of the books that I mentioned here on the show would be to go through mojoacademy.org, which is the website I have that offers you Amazon. But if you look around, you'll see it's right there. I don't hide it. Obviously, I'd be an idiot to hide that. You can get it right from the printing plant. You can get any of these books, except the tarot book, as I said. You can get any of these books for 15% off. And I strongly recommend doing that. That's the best way to do it. The reason you don't get the tarot book is that if you get it from the printing plant, you would only get half the book in a sense, because the whole book package has a CD with it that has tarot readings on it that illustrates points in the book. If you want to learn about tarot, and I don't mean just like this card means that and that card means this and here's what I mean. If you want to have a holistic approach to tarot and read about my adventures in tarot and get all the basic information anyway on top of it, I do recommend that book, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window, which is dedicated to you, the Ask One Radio audience, because you inspired me to do it. I'd strongly recommend that book. It's a fun book, and it'll teach you a lot of stuff about tarot. And you can do what I do, and then you can replace me and leave me destitute. Yeah, go ahead. That's gratitude for you. But you bought the book, you're entitled to do it. It's called Reverend Elliot's Magical Window. You can find it at mojoacademy.org, and you can find it at amazon.com. And it's, as far as I know, it's the only book that comes with a CD of actual readings. I suppose today people would do that, play it on a computer. But I may have to switch that and make it have it come with a thumb drive, because I don't think people use CDs that much anymore. Well, Ginny in California is on. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well, aside from a clogged nose that's more annoying than it is anything else.
Oh,
doing fine.
Sinus allergy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let me tell you, I had no idea what allergies were like until some years ago. I had pneumonia. And then I found out that one of the side effects of having had pneumonia is it leaves you with allergies. And I was thinking, what the heck is this? People go through this all their lives?
Oh, yes.
Oh, bad.
Oh, yes.
Bad news. Just another example of a selfish guy who doesn't give anyone any thought until it happens to him, right? You know.
Well, no, you just don't think it can happen to you until it does. That's selfishness has nothing to do with it, I don't feel.
Well, I'm just glad that I got by without getting killed by pneumonia, because the doctor. When I had pneumonia, and the doctor turned to me and said, in front of my wife, she says to me, "There's every reason to believe that you'll pull through." And I took what little breath I could manage, and I said, "Don't tell me that. Tell her that. Tell me I'm going to be fine. If I die, I won't hold it against you." You know. So, but yes, but that was the bad part of having pneumonia, is that it left me with allergies. The good part about having pneumonia is I can recognize pneumonia when it comes, and it came at me 2 more times in my life, and I was able to nip it in the bud real fast. It's not fun. So anyway, enough about my nose. What's going on with you? What would you like me to look at?
Okay, I'm actually, Elliot, I'm looking for information on my biological father.
Okay. What do you want? You want like a personality description, or what are you looking for precisely? This sounds like the kind of thing that we'd take a real in-depth look, like off the air. But what would you like to look at the moment about it?
Well, actually, I don't really know who he is, and I want to know, like, basically, did he know about me? Did he have another family? Was he in a long-term relationship with my mother, or was it just something that happened and maybe he didn't know about me? Just things like that. I don't know if you can do that on the air or not.
Well, there are things I can do. For instance, and this is fascinating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 cards here.
Okay.
Every one of them. Are you familiar with tarot?
A little bit, not real familiar.
Okay, there are wands, there are cups, there are coins, and there are swords, and each represents other things. Each represents a phase of life. All of the cards I got for you for this reading, every card I have is a sword card.
Oh boy!
Now beyond
Is that a good thing?
it can be good and it can be not so good. And I'm telling you that you got a mixture here. You have two of the saddest cards in the deck are here. I'm taking a look at this person, remotely. We're going to do a little spy act here on this person.
Okay.
What I'm seeing is an overwhelmingly sad person. This was the events surrounding your birth and the relationship out of which you came was a sad one. It was almost overwhelming, and I'm seeing, and I'm just looking at his point of view. I mean, this could be wrong. You know what I mean? This could just be about how he sees it. But it was much trouble. It was painful. It was hurting. It was just sorrow, and he didn't know what to do about it. Is what I'm seeing. Now, there's an interesting card here. In the middle of all this, though, I have the card of the Hierophant, which indicates marriage. So there was a marriage potential there. Or there could have been a marriage. But there's a Justice card here, which also has a sword on it, oddly enough. See, swords are the predominant theme here for some reason. We're looking at a person, an unhappy person, a person who was not happy in many, many, many ways. And that's just the bare part that I see.
Okay. Could he have been a close familial relative to my mother?
Who is the she you're referring to? Because I'm looking at. No, I mean I'm looking at the. What I'm looking at is the person who would be your biological father, and I'm seeing that there was a great deal of sadness in that person's life. I'm not getting any indication of any other relationship except that there was a possibility of marriage that may or may not have been done. But see, here's
I don't really have any clue.
Here are more sword cards. I'm just seeing that there was just. It did not look like a very healthy, happy relationship. And again, I'm only looking at his point of view, what I'm seeing. And it was just very sad, all around sadness. Now that I don't know if that helps you or not, but that's about all I can see at the moment. Because I'm shuffling them and doing it again, and I'm getting the same cards.
I see. Yeah, I just again, I don't know who he is. I don't even know if he's still living. I'm presuming he is not, given my age, and I was born in '54, so I seriously doubt that he's still alive.
Sure.
Is there any? I mean, I don't know. I just wondered if he knew about me, and again,
I'm getting
if he had a.
I'm getting indications that he didn't. I'll tell you why. Yes, I'll tell you why. Because you asked this a moment ago, and I pulled out a card, and then I shuffled them, and I got the same card again. And this card is a sword card again, but the person in the card is blindfolded. So I'm pretty comfortable with the idea that he didn't particularly know. Now I have the death card here, so that may be in response to what you said about him no longer being living.
I don't know, because I don't know who he is. And
yeah, I know.
My mother told me it was someone else, and that turned out not to be who it was.
Well, there's
DNA.
family secrets for you. Yeah.
Well,
well,
yeah, that's
this is
what happens when you, okay.
I mean, look, I
all
came
right,
from a
well,
family that was very secretive also. I mean, I don't even know if half my family knows my mother's actual name, which, this is a very eerie kind of thing. Secrets are not my favorite
holy
thing, if you know what I
crap.
mean.
No,
Well,
so you're saying he didn't. Okay.
my indication is that it's a strong possibility that he didn't know, because I'm getting that person. I got it twice, the blindfolded person, in response to you saying that. So I'm taking that as a direct answer.
Okay. Can you give me kind of any characteristics, like physical characteristics?
No, that I couldn't do.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Let me try this, because try this. There are interesting people. Let's try on the assumption that the person has probably passed away. There are people at Ask One Radio who specialize in mediumship, which I don't. I can do it with the tarot is clear, and it gives me some messages. But there are people who are really expert at it at Ask One Radio. See if you can find somebody in the lineup who appeals to you, who does that, okay?
Okay, because see, I had originally requested, not that I have anything against you, because I don't even know you, but I had
I
originally
understand.
requested someone else, and it was a female, and that's who I originally requested. So I think you have to wait for like a week or something before you ask for another reading.
Yeah, it should. The thing is that, because it's a very difficult thing to try to get the person you want, and I understand that a lot of people who get me don't have a clue who I am, but I hope I win them over a little bit. But yeah, I think,
no, what you told me is interesting, and I kind of felt like he didn't know. I'm feeling a lot of things, but and then my mother just passed too, and my mother wasn't, again, the most truthful, and she did have her secrets, and
the thing. Let me do this. The thing about calls here, and we only have a few minutes for each call anyway. Calls do go in the order in which they're received, so it's kind of a luck of the draw. But you can find, if you find somebody and you listen to their shows, and that person interests you, almost everybody here does work off the air. And this is a large order you're talking about. So I think it might be worth your while to contact one of these people and see about a private reading off the air. Would take about a half hour or so, where they could just focus on you. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Because doing it on the air may not be the way to go, because this is a very complex thing you're looking for.
I know that, and
so check them out. And let me tell you one thing, you can at least be sure of one thing, that if you get the person through Ask One Radio, that you're going to get an honest reading here, and a straightforward person who cares about what you're doing. Because if they don't, nobody on Ask One Radio is the kind of person who doesn't care. So that's the thing. I mean, there are places where there's people who are just trying to hustle you in and out for the money. I mean, we all know that. Same thing goes if you're buying a car, let's face it. But you really can, put yourself in the hands of the people here, because first of all, you know where to find them, and secondly, they care. So give it a shot, okay?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much, Elliot. Good luck selling your books. I was listening to your book.
Thanks.
So.
Thanks. You can find the books at mojoacademy.org. There's always something there that'll help somebody. Okay. Thanks a lot. It's been great talking to you. And I think you're going to find what you're looking for. I really do. Thanks for calling.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye now. And let's go to Jillian in New Jersey. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you tonight?
Good.
Good. Well, let's see if we can make that a little better. What can I look at for you?
I'm kind of.
Oh, there you.
I'm kind of looking into any messages from my mom. She passed away 3 years ago unexpectedly, and we're still in the process of figuring out things of what could have happened, and I just felt her around, like a lot around me in the beginning, and I haven't, and I just needed some any guidance or anything you can, help me.
Well, the first, as you're
Messages.
talking, I pull out the card, which is the Temperance card, and that shows a big, nice, happy angel who helps balance life and helps things get into balance. So that's good. That's a good sign there. This is just remarkable because this happened in almost every reading I do, which concerns a person who has passed, and to see if there's a message, I get this card, which is the Sun, which is a card of health and healing and growth and happiness. So if the message is saying, I'm here, I'm doing fine, and you'll be fine too, is definitely the message here. The Temperance card shows me that this angel is going to help bring you balance back. You're feeling unbalanced ever since it happened. It's only been 3 years, right? That's you're talking about a lifetime together, and then 3 years. That's nothing, right? So you're still feeling. You're still feeling the loss, and you probably always will, to some degree, feel that loss. That's the card here. That's the Three of Swords, which is a heart pierced by swords, and the heart is crying. So that's the pain, and yet the message is, I'm here, and I'm here, and I'm healing and growing, and spiritually, I'm balanced. You'll be balanced. It's a mixture. It's the usual. This is the thing that almost every one of these readings comes out this way. There are 2 sad cards here and 2 cards of balance and joy and happiness and healing. So that's the message. The message is, yes, we're both very sad about this. That's the duality, the 2 cards. And we're both going to grow through this, is the answer. Okay?
Okay.
So it's a very simple message here, which is that there's a combination of pain, and yet there's growth and happiness. Obviously, nobody's happy about all of the suffering, but there's healing is a more precise word for what that card means. In fact, here's the 10 of Cups, which shows a happy family and a rainbow and joy. So I don't think you're alone. I really don't. I do think that you're being watched over at this point, whether you feel it or not. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to light a white candle for you to send you positive energy at the end of the show, because that could help the spirit contact. And let me know if you hear anything, if you feel anything change. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Bye now. Let's shuffle up the cards. These are very strange readings. When I started doing them, I couldn't understand why I keep getting the saddest cards in the deck and the happiest cards in the deck, and that still happens. I remember the first time, I never even tried to do a reading like this until somebody at Ask One Radio here asked me to do it. And ever since then, I've been doing them, and it's always the same. It's always the same. One time it was different, actually, and that was a very, very personal and painful message, so that I told the person that I would rather tell you off the air. And we talked in private about it a day later. But generally, these afterlife readings go the same way, which is that sometimes they'll show a person who passed away under really horrible circumstances, but that's immediately followed by cards of healing and health and growth. You see, this is very odd how that it always works out that way, except for that one time I mentioned. It's almost as if the spirit message is that it's okay, that this is part of life. This happened to me. There's really nothing we can do about it at this. We're all going to face that journey. That's for sure. I'm not exactly thrilled by it, but who knows when I get to be a touch older, perhaps. Maybe I'll be ready for it. I don't know. I mean, it's we can all agree that there are people taken too soon from us. Sometimes there are people in our lives I've known people in their 90s and they left a big gap. You can enjoy that you were with them, but still, that's how it goes. Let's see if we can get another call in. That's how it goes. Isn't that very surprising, right? Let's see. Let me see if I can. We have one more call here. Juliet in England is here. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, how are you today?
Not brilliant, but it's just one of them things, isn't it?
Yeah. So what would you like to look at? I've got a couple of minutes.
Okay, then. Can you have a look at my spirituality?
Well, let's see. I think you should know something about it, but what would you like to know about your spirituality? I've got here. Well, let's say I got here the strength card. You're a very strong person. The 7 of rods. You're a person who can sweep away adversity. The 10 of cups. You're a person who can enjoy happiness. The 4 of swords shows me that you're able to take time out for yourself. Do you meditate?
Yes, I do.
Well, there's that card. That's what that is. The Hierophant is a card of religious authority. So then religion and spirituality go hand in glove. So that's there. And there's the Magician, that you're a person who can take power, spiritual power from above and apply it here practically down on the earth. Are you a spiritual worker?
Yes, I am.
Oh, see, that's the card of the spiritual workers. That's why I asked you that, because you can translate. You can translate that into earthly power, and you do very well at it. That's what I'm seeing. Let me ask you this: are you shy about getting paid for doing spiritual work?
You know what? It's funny you're talking about that because I'm in between regarding work with something like that. Yeah, funny you saying that. Yeah.
Okay, because I mean, there are a lot of people who think that you shouldn't get paid for doing this kind of stuff, and I can only quote a great spiritual writer who long ago pointed out that there's such a thing as the spiritual economy, and that if you're worth your labor, you're worth your keep. So don't be shy about charging. Don't charge an arm and a leg. Keep the prices fair. But you have every right to ask for payment for what you're doing because you put a lot of yourself into it. And here's the page of coins, and that's the appearance of money is strange. So that's why I asked that, is because I saw cards of reluctance there.
Yeah. Can I ask a question?
You have to go quickly because I'm almost out of time. I got about a minute left.
Okay, sorry. Regarding my relationship.
I see that there's a relationship that is either just recently ended or is about to end, and something new will be coming. Now, I hate to leave you on that note. It'll be good. It's the Ace of Cups, so that's a good one. But I've got to run now, okay? So thanks a lot for calling.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Elliot.
Bye-bye
Thank you. Bye.
And that's it, folks. That's it. Another edition of Reverend Elliot's Magical Window, show 72,842,963. Or something like that. So let me just wrap it up a little bit by saying that I'll be back next week, of course, at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. You can find me on social media at Reverend Elliot's Tarot Consulting page at Facebook. I have a Twitter page, which about 3 people pay attention to. I'm not big on Twitter because I don't want to get into political arguments just to get clicks. What else is there? I'm on MeWe, which always sounds to me like an annoyed French person, but it's a different kind of social media. It's have a slight presence there, but mostly I've got loads and loads of people, nice people, kind people. You'll meet people with the same interests as you at Reverend Elliot's Tarot Consulting page at Facebook. Give that a shot. If you want a reading off the air, or if you want to just contact me, you can get to me at asktarot@earthlink.net. Ask Tarot, ASKTAROT, at earthlink.net. Be sure to check out mojoacademy.org for the best in occult books and audio and video. Yes, video. And magic-works.com is my main website. magick-works.com. I'll be back next week. See you then. Bye-bye.
listening to A1R Psychic Radio, Earth's #1 psychic radio network, and watching Moonstruck TV, enlightening television. Welcome. And now, Reverend Elliot's Magical Window with Reverend Elliot. Live from magic-works.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/psychic radio. Or one of our websites, askoneradio.com or moonstruck.tv. This is Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on A1R, the Ask One Radio Network.
Greetings, fellow seekers of truth, wisdom, and light. This is Reverend Elliot, your friendly neighborhood esoteric practitioner, coming to you live on the last day of August from the city of New York, the city that never sleeps, which, to quote Ed Hochstein, is why it looks so rotten in the morning. We're shuffling up the cards, and I cleaned that up, by the way. Yeah, Ed Hochstein. He was a funny comedian. I don't know what, I lost touch with him years ago. But the last time I saw him, he actually said, not as a straight line, but he meant it because he had done a career move. I'm in ladies' underwear now. You don't give people straight lines like that in life. It's just, it's not done. It's just not done. So here we are. I've done two. This is my second live show in a row. You know, it's not one thing. It's another. You know, like I missed a whole bunch of shows at the end of March into April and then into part of May because there was a really horrible flu going around. I don't know what it was like in your neck of the woods, but there was no media coverage about the flu that was hitting us over the spring. I had to go to the New York State Department of Health to see that it was hitting about 10,000 people a week. I called a few doctors I know, and they said, yeah, everybody, all their patients had flu, but it was nothing because there's no scare value in flu. You know, it's not scary enough. But it was a bad one, and it knocked me out. And then, just as I got back and did a show in June, the computer died, which sometimes you think the world is telling you something, right? But no, I refused to let it tell me something, and I stubbornly had the computer rebuilt, and which cost a lot less than getting a new one. But here we are, so we're back, and I'm looking forward to doing this next week in September. See you in September, right? That's isn't that what they used to say? That was Brian Hyland of Itsy Bitsy Teeny Weeny etc. fame. So here we are, and I've been back doing live readings off the air for people. It's been a blast. I've missed that. I may have talked a bit too much last week on the show because you keep me isolated for a month and a half. And I'm just going to start shooting my mouth off. But I'm back now. I'm here, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of interesting readings. And the most important thing is, and this was heartbreaking, and I apologize to all the people this happened to, the millions and millions, well, a few people it happened to. If you bought any books of ours from Amazon, I had to cancel the orders. I had to cancel the orders because I had no way of doing it. I had no way of finalizing the orders and printing out the postage and printing everything out. So I canceled the orders, but we've made up for that. And people have been buying books again. The smart people go to mojoacademy.org and look at the books and audio and all the stuff there. And you can find any book that I don't have a particular desire to sell through Amazon.com. I don't have an aversion to it. It's there. I just, it's a marketplace and a lot of people use it. They take a little bit of a bite out of the thing there. Everybody does. It's commerce, I mean, why not? But I also sell directly from the printing plant. And those books cost less. A lot less. Well, a few dollars each less. That can be a lot depending on what you do, what you buy. And also there is right now using the Welcome 15 code. Just in capital letters, welcome 15, 1-5, welcome 1-5. If you do that at checkout, you'll get 15% off of your order, which is essentially free shipping. So that's pretty good too, because postage is pretty expensive these days. But there's books there that will change your life. And one of the things I've talked about this before everything crashed and burned, and I haven't been on the air for a while, was the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. That is a wonderful set of books that is, there's one available at Amazon.com. You have to buy the whole set there, though. You can buy any one of the 10 books or as many as few as you want at the printing plant. You'll see it when you go to mojoacademy.org. But that is, those are 10 books, 32 pages each. They were originally published in the 1930s. I restored a set from an original 1930s set. So it's for the first time in decades, you can get these books in individual books again. Some people now and then, every few years, will put out a typo-ridden version of the 10 Lost Books of the Prophet in one book, which really should be called the One Lost Book of the Prophets. But even then, these aren't really lost books. These are synthesized from a bunch of really good occult sources that those of you who know about this stuff will recognize it when you see the books. But if you want to know about using occult energy and esoteric power, and you want to get a good start on it, the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets is a very good set of books to start with. And I'm talking about, I'm a guy who many years ago, when I started getting into this, I found a book by Louis de Clermont, which is a nom de plume. He also compiled and wrote the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, a book of oils and incense. And I thought, oh, great. It's a little booklet, a little pamphlet kind of thing. But I said, oh, great. Now I'm going to know everything. Which, of course, I learned so little from that I had to start buying more books and delving deeper and deeper and deeper. But that's it. The esoteric arts, this is a lifelong study. And it's not for everybody. But the work is available for everybody. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't need to know how to build or repair an automobile in order to drive a car. And you can still do magical work without having a grounding in all of the basics. And that's what the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets will do. It'll give you a good, solid understanding of the stuff that can be done. And it will give you definite things you can do involving, for instance, most of the books have a section about the Psalms, with a different selection of Psalms from the Book of Psalms and what you can do with them, and how you can use them to enhance your life and work your will. Magic is the art of causing change to occur in the universe in conformity with your will. It's not about poisoning people. It's not about revenge. It's not about making people love you. You'll see all of that go, love spells are black magic, folks, because you're trying to get somebody to do something that's against their will. Don't even think about doing that. You can find something about that at my website, which is magic-works.com, magic-works.com. But this is all by the long way of saying that soon I'm going to have available at Amazon more complete sets of the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets. There's only one there now because it sells so well. And up until recently, there was something unique. And really, I mean unique, because nobody else had one. Nobody else made one. I'm the only person who has this because I took the trouble to do it. And it's pretty damn costly, but it's not terrible. It's not going to, it's not awful. It's not like buying a piece of antique furniture or an incunabula book, but it's expensive. It's the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets in hardcover, in eight. The 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, and he says 8, right? Hindsight instructs us there are 10 books. In 10 individual hardcover books, or you can get them, even the hardcover ones, at your own pace from the printing plant. And mojoacademy.org will show you how to do that and save money. Of course, the ultimate way to save money is not to buy any of this stuff. And this is why I'm very torn about mentioning these books because they are important, especially in times like this where systems are failing us. Never in the history of the modern world, the modern Western world, has science fallen to such disrepute as it's in today. Because scientists, people who designated themselves not just scientists, but they called themselves science itself, were misleading people and telling people that they misled people, but they misled you for the noblest of motives. But there's one particular scientist who is leaving the government service, whose name I will not mention, who I described once as being like the guy who puts $2 on every horse in the race and then boasts about picking the winner. Because this is a person who has taken every single side of every issue, and then when he's criticized said, I am science. So no, this is, and people do not trust the Centers for Disease Control. People do not trust the National Institutes of Health. People are questioning pharmaceutical companies like never before. And this is a good time to learn about an alternative science, because magic work is a science. Magical work is a science. It's the art and science, as I mentioned, of getting change to occur in the universe in conformity with your will. Now, that doesn't mean that it always works. Nothing always works, but you'd be surprised the results. I'll give you a perfect example about that. The 10 Lost Books of the Prophets in hardcover. I had one copy. I made one copy of that, one set, and priced it pretty high because it's unique. Nobody else has it. So why not ask for a little premium for that? And it just sat there at Amazon, just sat there for months and months and months and months. And nobody cared. So I said to my spouse, I said, you know something? Why don't we just take it off Amazon and just keep it for ourselves? And I'll just stick those books up on the bookshelf. Within 12 hours, somebody bought it. That's magic, This is the kind of stuff regular listeners to the show know that I've often said, well, if I with a question like that somebody asked me, I'm probably going to get a lot of cup cards. And there I do get a lot of cup cards. Now, that this is radio that I'm doing. I'm still old fashioned enough to do audio only. But I'm being dragged kicking and screaming into the 1950s, meaning video. So people, I could say anything I want, but these are the cards that I get. I don't have the imagination to make it up. And when the time comes, I'm going to show you the cards as I read them in a video segment. How would you like that? You get to see inside the old cave at the Purple Grotto here. And I will show you the cards that I get. And yet, even then, some people won't believe me. They'll think that I'm a card manipulator, because if I could shuffle a deck of cards and get the kind of cards I wanted out of them, you wouldn't see me for heel dust. I would be in Las Vegas at a table if I could do that. But no, I can't do that. I just shuffle the cards and tell you what I see. And that's the essence of the card reading. So we're going to be getting some good offers of items in the coming months, but I'm going to tell you about. But I am feeling a little shy about this because the economy is so bad. This is just, either I'm getting stronger or I can carry $100 worth of groceries with no effort now. So that must be why, right? It's $100. It's like one tote bag now. You know what I'm talking about. You know the drill. This is very expensive. We haven't seen prices like this since the 1980s, price increases, right? Here we are again. And as older people know that this happens and it comes and goes, and I'm not going to blame people. That's not the point of this show. The point of this show is positive energy and how to deal with it. And I guess what I'm saying in a very clumsy way is go to mojoacademy.org. If you find a book there that tickles your fancy, then get it from the printing plant for less money. It costs less, and you get a 15% discount. The code changes sometimes, but I always update that at the website. Because this is a very odd time, because this is not the time to be spending extraneously. We want to marshal our funds. There's a song that Frank Lesser wrote for the movie Thank Your Lucky Stars, which is, it opens up, it's Eddie Cantor singing, thank you for your cordial invitation, Mrs. Jones, but with nightclub life, we're through. Non-essential spending brings inflation, Mrs. Jones, so here's what we're planning to do. And then it goes on to have some of the most risque lyrics ever put into a Hollywood movie. But the point is, this is not the time for non-essential spending, because we're in an inflationary spiral. And the only way to get rid of inflation is with recession. We've discussed this on the show before, that this is, everybody knows this. The recession is the only way to knock inflation out. And recession hurts a lot, but the results are good. So I'm not exactly whole-throatedly telling you go buy this and go buy that, but just look to see, because the flip side of this is the time to see that there's more to life than science. More to life, because as Woody Allen once said, science is nothing but men in smocks cutting up frogs on foundation grants. The esoteric arts predate modern science. And as we've seen, modern science does not know what the hell it's doing at all. They don't know. And they shouldn't know, because science is a process. It's the scientific method. Science isn't this thing. And it certainly isn't a noun for a human being who goes around saying, when you attack me, you attack science, as he puts it. No. This is the time. I'm looking right now at my bookshelf here, and I'm looking at the 10 books of the Equinox. Now, that's highly, highly, highly advanced magic. It fell into the public domain about a year or two ago, so you can buy those too from alternative sources. But it's good to stick with the Weiser books. Samuel Weiser, not Weiser in terms of wisdom, because they're excellently made, and that is advanced magical stuff that you can study for the rest of your life. But the two books that I would suggest if you want to know how to get to use magical work, traditional magical work, because science is imploding, as well it should, because it became arrogant. There's the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, and there's my book, Reverend Elliot Explains It All, which is a humorous, lighthearted look at magical stuff. And it tells you how to do an awful lot of things, including bake the damnedest pumpkin pie you ever had in your life. So keep those two in mind. But there's other books there, too, you might look at. Now, you can't get my tarot book through the printing plant, because that comes with a CD. That's only available through Amazon. But there are many, many, many books there that can teach you all kinds of things about magic. We're coming into the Halloween time, in which I always move a few copies of things like the Book of Forbidden Knowledge and the Book of Black Magic. Now, that's a fun book. But consider the alternatives, because you've seen what science can do for the last 2.5 years, and it's a mess. It's a mess. Following science is ludicrous. You don't follow science. You use the scientific method to learn. Science is not a rule book. And this following science stuff is why we're in big trouble now. Because nobody knows what they're talking about when they get into that stuff. It's sheer arrogance. And you've seen the result of arrogance. Arrogance in a magician is terrible too. Oh, man. Karma catches up pretty fast with you there, that's for sure. And if you want to know more about karma, please go to magic-works.com and click on the karma page. You can also find it at mojoacademy.org. Click on the karma page. There's an interesting discussion there about what karma is, what it really is. Karma is not a celestial vengeance machine. So, get that out of your head. Karma is not what people, wait till karma gets you. No, that's not what, it's a very deep thing. And I urge, and it's free to listen to that. See, that's the other thing. You go to my website, there's a lot of free content there. Movies are there. Audio is there. All kinds of stuff. A lot of good magic videos. Check out the magic videos at magic-works.com, magic-works.com. But I want you to consider that even if you don't spend money, because this is not the time to spend money unless you have it to spend, and you want to spend it wisely by investing in your power. That's what you'll do when you get the 10 Lost Books of the Prophets, which are kind of costly, or when you get Reverend Elliot Explains It All, which is not kind of costly. You can invest in your power. It's the best investment you'll ever make, is investing in you and empowering yourself. So, hey, there you go. I mean, I don't want this to sound like a commercial, because this isn't the time to be pushing products. I've said that many times, and that is the truth, because you can't even stretch a dollar nowadays. It's just really bad. And if you want to look into other ways of seeing the world, rather than the lens that various television networks give you when they explain things to you, check out some magical books. And if you want to just tool around magic-works.com, I got 101, 102 pages there, and you'll find something that'll interest you. Take a look at the movie The Golem. It's a silent movie, but it's, don't let that intimidate you. If you're not used to silent movies, you'll dig it, because a silent movie is just a quiet movie. Yeah. And that is a tale of scientific arrogance, in a sense, in the occult sciences. The Golem has led to things like Frankenstein. That's a disguised Golem story. You look at the Golem page at my website, and you'll see that 2001: A Space Odyssey is a Golem movie. Now, what is a Golem? Go to my page and find out. So let's get going to the readings now, because I've been away for so long. I just wanted to let you know. Hell, science failing us is my computer crashing. So I was still able to communicate with people telepathically while the computer was down. Imagine that. So I'm leaning towards doing some conference call things through Zoom, thanks to good friend Andrew, who listens, who has been dangling that before me since even before the pandemic. And he's tempting me, and I'm going to do it. And I think I've got the subject for my first Zoom class, which will be out-of-body time travel. I'll tell you about the things I've done in terms of time travel when we get together and do this. So I'll give you a little taste of it next week. But yeah, that'll be the thing that I've decided we're going to start with. And let me know if you want to sign up to that. You can send me an email at asktarot@earthlink.net. It's ASKTAROT@earthlink.net. But now that we've gotten everything out of the way, and I've said hello because I've been away for so long, I'm a chatterbox now, let's pull back the curtain on the magical window by ringing a bell 3 times to declare sacred space. And our first caller is Joanna in Indianapolis. Hi, Joanna. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi.
Hi. How are you tonight, Joanna?
I'm happy to be talking to you.
Oh, that's nice. What can I look at for you?
Well, I've been torn between career, love life, and mediumship of two people in particular that I was hoping to connect with, either one of them, but whatever you feel pulled to.
Well, let's take a look, because there are definite cards for each of those. So let's see what they say. Well, I've got cards of wands and coins, which relate to work. Did you mention career?
I did, yeah.
Because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting good cards and then not so good cards and good cards and not so good cards. So are things kind of up and down in terms of career?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, well, what would you like to know? And then let's see if we can zoom in on that and get something specific.
Oh, boy. Well, I've been doing the same thing for a couple years. I own my own business, and I'm wanting to just completely switch gears and go into a more health-oriented field. But making the actual switch has been just intimidating, and I haven't done it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I'm not crazy about change. But I'll do it. This is why
Scary when you don't know exactly what to do. Yeah. So I haven't, done the thing. So yeah, I don't know exactly what to ask about it.
Well, what I see here in these cards, I've got two I got 4 cards here, and on the outside are rod cards, the first and the last one, and rods are about career, and the inside are money cards, which relate to work. They relate to money, obviously, but these cards specifically relate to money and work. So let me tell you what I got here. The 2 rod cards I have indicate change, but not change that you're really ready for at the moment. There's what there are a couple of cards here that are 3s. There's the 3 of rods and the 3 of coins, and these indicate completion, and it's a strong indication that you may be taking in a partner and working with somebody else. Have you been considering that?
Yeah, but no one seems to be reliable or permanent. And I've just recently gotten an injury to the main hand that I work with. So it's becoming less of an option and more of like, if I want to pay the bills, I got to find a partner type deal.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you this, I'm seeing that you, well, first of all, there's the 8 of coins here, and that's about a person who takes on a new job and works at it very diligently, and it's very rewarding, and it leads to other things. The 3 of coins is an interesting card because it indicates generally doing something temporarily until it's completed and then going to do something else. But you did so well at that thing that you completed that it opens doors for you. So I'm seeing that you may be taking something before you get to the thing that you want to do for yourself. You may be taking some other kind of work that you'll use as a stopgap to just get ready to do the other thing. You see what I mean? Because these are cards of waiting for a result. The 2 of rods and the 3 of rods, and watching your and I'm compressing them. I'm defining them together, and watching the work that you did bear fruit over a period of time. The 8 of coins shows that you'll be very diligent about what you need to do to get this going. And the 3 of coins shows me that you will bring what you're going to do to a completion, and that will lead to the next step that you want to take. So you may be doing something in the interim that you probably don't even expect right now. But it looks very positive. It's just that
I'm good with that. I like the unexpected. That's exciting.
You're not quite ready to take that jump, is what I see here.
Yes. Yeah. So an interim step sounds great about now.
But the thing is, an interim step implies that you will take the bigger step later. It's not procrastination. It's just that you're going to find a way to do it incrementally so that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Now I've been reduced to cliche, right? You know what I mean.
Understood. Yeah. Yeah.
And the nature of what you're going to do is going to be very successful, and I'll tell you why I say that. I have the 6 of Swords. The 6 of Swords is in some decks, notably the Thoth Tarot by Aleister Crowley. That is called science. After all that rap I gave about like science letting us down, it's called science because it's about your mind. The 6 of Swords is you getting from where you are to where you want to be through your own efforts of your mind and your willpower. And the next card is the Empress, which is a person who makes things happen and makes things grow. It's a card of fertility, but it doesn't have to literally mean children, because the person in the card is a woman surrounded by fruit and vegetables and wheat and things like that. So you will get where you want to go. You're going to get there at your own pace, and you will flourish. when you get there, because you make things grow, you make things happen. One warning, just one, it's a warning. It's not a terrible omen. It's the 10 of rods. Rods again are work. Don't overburden yourself. It's just be very good to yourself during this period. It's just a warning not to take on too many obligations and do too much on your own, because then you can overburden yourself. But some people work well under pressure. So, if you're one of them, that's different. But it's just a warning not to push yourself too hard, because according to this, you're going to get where you're going, and it's going to go very well. Okay.
Heard, understood. I don't have much clarity on where I'm going, but I'm glad that I'll get there.
Yeah, I know. We don't really have time.
One clarity question I can ask?
If you do it briefly, because I've got a few people waiting here. But what would you like to know?
I was just wondering if this interim step, is that something that I'm the boss of, basically? Like, am I running the show, or is it going to come through someone else offering a position?
Okay, but generally the 3 of coins relates to working for somebody else, but the cards I've got now are definitely a person doing her own work.
Okay. That
The
probably
ace
has
of
to do with the partnership thing.
Ace of Rods is a new career. Ace of Rods is the beginning of a new career. The 2 of Coins is a person who knows how to juggle money and get it working. Sometimes it implies credit. And the 9 of Coins is a person who is comfortable with herself. So you're not going to be upset about, some people need to be around people all the time. It's not that you're a hermit, but you can be comfortable doing things on your own. And that's good. That's what I see. So I'm leaning towards thinking that you're going to come up with something that's a stopgap, and you will make that grow, and you will get what you want out of that. The next step will come out of that.
Heard, understood. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, and best of luck to you. Bye-bye now. And let's shuffle up the cards. You're listening to Reverend Elliott's Magical Window. I've been doing this on the Ask One Radio Network for 10 years. A little more than 10 years. Oh, boy, time flies when you're having occult messages. So if you're new to the show, you can go to askoneradio.com and look at the archives and see about 340 shows backlogged over there. That's I listen to them sometimes, but it amazes me that I've been doing this for so long, and that's why I get itchy when I don't do it, because it's the highlight of my week, and Wednesdays are not Wednesdays for me if I don't get to talk to people all around the world, including Mary in Detroit. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliott.
Oh, hello, Reverend. Thank you very much for having me. The Buddha wants to talk to you too. He wants to send you a message when you're ready.
I missed part of that.
The Buddha wants to send you a message.
You have a new message?
From the Buddha.
Okay, what's the message?
All right, let me open up. So he's gently, with his hands cupping each other, facing down, sitting in the stance. It says, untouched, unattached. Happiness or sorrow, whatever befalls you, walk on untouched, unattached. It will be great importance if someday in the future we are changing the patterns of our language, because our languages are very deeply rooted in ignorance. When we feel angry, you mean to say, I am hungry. That creates identification and gives you a feeling as if you are hungry. You are not. The English should be such that it does not give you the wrong notion. I am, when it's really observing that the body is hungry. You're watching the fact that the stomach is empty, that it desires food, but this is not you. Are you hungry? Did you eat something yet, sir? You are the watcher. You are.
Well, it sounds interesting. Did we lose you? I guess we have a bad connection. So, listen, if you're listening, Mary, thank you for the message. Some of that I followed, and I couldn't quite make out some of that the other parts, so I think we didn't have a very solid connection there. But I do thank you for calling and thinking of me and letting me get the message rather than give out a message. So that feels good. But I will definitely listen to that on when the show hits the archives and see what I make out of that. So let's see. I'll just talk until we have somebody coming up for the next call. How's that? You get to hear me vamp for a little bit. Now, why is it called vamping? I mean, I'm old enough to think of vamping as people like Theda Bara, which is that was in the teens, I guess. I'm not that old, but I'm one of those people who was born old and have been losing ground ever since. So I don't know how to explain that, but. It is kind of funny. There is a theory that I'd like to discuss from time to time that tarot cards are alive. Literally alive. Not that there's a spirit of them, but it is that the cards themselves are literally themselves alive. And why not? I mean, everything is in motion. Everything moves. All atoms move. The atomic structure vibrates. And isn't that life? Perhaps that's what it is. But I spent time before the first call talking about science and how it's been letting people down. And then I get that card, which is the card that is called science in many decks. So you see, there's a connection. It's as if the cards are listening and paying attention. How they do that, I don't know. I've given up. I just shuffle them. I take a look, and I tell you what I see. But well, that's just they have a puckish attitude towards me anyway. They may be different to you, but to me, the cards do things like that. Like I'll say, well, the last thing I expect to see here will be the King of Coins, and then they'll shuffle the cards, and the card King of Coins will come up. And I say, thank you, cards, for doing that to me. Michelle in Alabama is on. Hi, Michelle. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi.
Hi. How are you tonight, Michelle?
I'm doing all right. And you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to be back. I've missed everybody. So what can I look at for you tonight?
Well, I was just wanting to see what you see in there.
Okay, let's see what I find. I'll just give him a quick shuffle. And there's an interesting card. I don't get that card very often at all. I got 3 cards here for you. They're very powerful cards. There's change happening in your life. Is that so?
That's correct.
Okay, let me tell you what I've got here, because this will give some insight into the nature of the change. The first card is the Hanged Man. Now, that is one of the more mysterious cards in the deck, because it shows a person hanging from a tree or a cross of wood. But if everybody has the urge to turn that card upside down, and when you do, it looks like the person is smiling and happy and dancing a jig. The Hanged Man is a card about a person who is sacrificing for something greater. The next card is the Tower Struck by Lightning, which means abrupt change has happened in your life or is coming. And then the next card is the Wheel of Fortune, which means the way things are in your life now is changing. That's why I asked you if there's a lot of changes, because these would be sudden dynamic changes, but you're prepared for them. The next card I have is the Nine of Rods, and that is not a major card. The other 3 are. And to get 3 out of 4 major cards says that this is an important reading. The Nine of Rods indicates that what's coming, the change that's coming in your life, is something that you're ready for. You're prepared for it. You've got the experience to deal with it, and it may even be something that you want. It does. People associate change with something bad usually, but this looks like something that you're really ready for. This is something you're doing in your life that you want to make change in, that you have been wanting to have happen for a while now.
Correct. I have now got my 2 grandsons I'm raising.
And was that a sudden thing?
turned into a pretty sudden thing. Yes.
Yeah, that's
But I
okay.
have them. No doubt, I'm going to be the one raising them. Before there was doubt, but now there's not.
Well, there's the sacrifice. That's a great sacrifice, and like to start over again and raising grandchildren. The tower struck by lightning. That's the sudden change in your life. The wheel of fortune that is the situation is evolving and changing and growing, and you are prepared for it. Now, here's something interesting. This is going to turn out well because I've got the Six of Cups, which is a card of childhood and childhood memories. So there must be a lot of memories flooding back to you as you do this, raising children again. And then the Four of Rods, which is a happy home. You're going to be providing a good, happy home for these children. So things are looking good.
Good. That's good to hear.
So I think that the main thing is you're equipped to do this. You're ready for it. You can handle it. Yes, it entails a great degree of sacrifice, but that is not something that you shy away from. And look at that. I've got one more card, the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is just great happiness. And it shows happy people with two little happy children dancing at their feet.
Okay.
So, even if I didn't know what the meaning of the card was, that picture says it all.
Yes.
So you'll do okay. You're going to do all right. But you knew that, didn't you?
I was hoping that.
Yeah, well, there it is. I tell you what I'll do. After the show, I will light a white candle to send positive energy your way and to your newly extended family. How's that?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
My pleasure. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. And let's shuffle them up again. You're listening to Reverend Elliot's Magical Window on the Ask One Radio Network. We're here every Wednesday at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, and 8 Pacific. And Taylor in Grand Island, Nebraska is on. Hi, Taylor. You're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi.
Hi. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I always feel a kind of a spiritual connection to Nebraska because long ago, for a few weeks, I shared an apartment here in New York in Greenwich Village with several women from Nebraska. That was a trip. I learned a lot. So what can I look at for you?
Well, my cat, he's missing. He's been missing for about 2-3 weeks now. I'm really worried. I've had him since he was 6 weeks old. He's approximately like 3 years now. So I grew a really tight bond with him.
Yes.
And I don't know where to start looking. I don't know what to do. I'm just really worried because he's not an outdoor kitty. He's an indoor.
I know. This is very concerning. I feel from your voice, I can feel it. And as one who several times in his life has shared his space with a cat, because I can never say I owned a cat, that I know exactly I know exactly what it feels like when there's a problem. And so
I have 3 of them, and one of them's missing, and it's like the 3 Musketeers, and then when one's missing, it's like everything's out of place. It's not right, and I just really want to find him.
Well, let me see what I can see here. I mean, I'm getting mixed messages here. I mean, I'm not getting anything that clearly says something horrible has happened, but I'm not getting anything that indicates a return, at least not in the foreseeable future, because sometimes these things happen, and especially with cats, they'll come back after quite a while. But I'm not getting a sense one way or the other, and that's. I really hate to disappoint you like that. I mean, I've got like the Four of Cups is here, and that's about a situation that is unexplainable. We don't know yet. It's a person looking at 3 cups, and there's a hand coming out of a cloud with another cup, offering it, but we don't see it. But yet, that's a confusing thing that says you don't know what's going to happen. And then I have cards of sadness and cards of happiness. So I'm getting really, really just mixed messages here. So I don't think I can all give you anything.
Okay.
Let me let me make a suggestion because this is probably too personal for you, for me to pick anything up, because I'm getting your sadness and fear. Okay. So I want, this isn't going to cost you anything. Okay. I want you to go to my website when you feel like doing it. It's magic-works.com. Okay. And there are two things I want you to look at there. One is the section on using a pendulum.
I have a bunch of those.
Oh, so you've done that. Okay. So try using the
it
pendulum.
Helps me find my lost stuff all the time.
Yeah. So see, because if I remember correctly, I might be, I mean, it's a big website. I may have some cards that you could download that help specifically for finding things like that, or getting insight into a missing animal. If not, the other page is the contact page. Drop me a line and I'll send you something. I can email you something to print out and try it. As long as you're familiar with the pendulum, that's great. Because I'm getting, because of the mixed messages I'm getting, I think what I'm really picking up on is your fear. That's what's coming through. So I'm not getting a clear look at it's almost like static because it's deep, the fear that you've got. I see you're trying to control it. I've got the strength card here, which is good, but it's still coming through. Please have you given the pendulum a shot with this cat?
Not yet. Well, see, the thing is I had to come to Colorado for just to finish up some like unfinished stuff here because I used to live here. And I was going to go back to Nebraska. Well, my parents are watching my three cats, and I'm nowhere near him, and it's just really frustrating. And I'm trying to keep it together.
Yes, I see. That's what I'm.
Colorado.
That's what I'm getting. What I'm reading is you, right? I'm getting your feelings.
Yeah, and all my pendulums are in Nebraska, so I haven't tried it.
Okay, well,
I'm
if you want
to go back this weekend.
Okay, but if you don't and you want to do something, check to see what you've got, what I have at the page of my website, and if I don't have things there to download, I know I have something about the weather to download, but that's not going to help you. Then just drop me a line at the contact page, and I'll send you something, email it to you to print out, and then you just put some thread through a ring or something that you wear and do it. Okay.
Okay, I have my husband's ashes that I wear around my neck. That might work, because that means a lot to me.
Okay, give that a shot.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And so do that and contact me, and I will send you something. All right.
And it's Magic Works.
Magic-works.com. MAGIC-works.com.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thanks
for calling.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Let's get in Katie in Modesto. Hi, you're on with Reverend Elliot.
Hi.
Hi. What can I look at for you tonight? Yeah, hi. What can I look at for you tonight?
Well, I'd like to know about a love reading. Somebody that I met a couple of years ago, and it's just been kind of like ongoing, but I never really seemed to open up to this person. I'm going to see this person again next month through business, and I just don't have the answers, and
okay, so you want to take
know a little bit more.
Okay, I've got a couple of minutes here. Let's see if we can take a look at that relationship. And well, okay, the first card I have is the Eight of Swords, which is a card of feeling restricted and like something isn't moving or going anywhere. And Two of Cups is good because that's about the beginning of a good relationship. So that's very good. That's powerful. Is this a kind of thing where you're thinking of moving and relocating?
Well, it's kind of funny. I've had that in my mind. I mean, I didn't think I would even contemplate moving, and then a few months ago, I started thinking about moving.
Because I see a card here that represents moving. If it's not, I'm not saying you do it or don't do it. I'm just saying I see that's what has been on your mind.
Right.
And the Ace of Cups is here, and that's a good thing for a relationship. Now, the Six of Cups is here, and that's about. You said you knew this person before a long time ago?
I met him a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And through business, and then we had to keep meeting for business. And he showed interest in me, but I was like, I just kept holding back. And I haven't seen him in a year, and I'll see him again next month through business.
Okay, well, because what I have here is the Six of Cups, and that is a card of memories from the past, and happy memories, nostalgic memories, and also that's why. Because usually when I get that, it's like somebody that that you knew, and even go back into childhood, but it's not that far back.
That sounds like the ex that
Okay.
I left about 3 years ago. He always seems to pop up. She just doesn't care.
You mean like the proverbial bad penny popping up, right? Yeah. Well, I'm seeing potential here. I'm seeing Four of Rods is a happy home. Page of Cups is a new relationship that is just beginning, so it can be kind of unsteady. The Ace of Cups is also about a new relationship. It's more theoretical than the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is actually, it's more concrete. It's very concrete. So that's the potential for this really developing. From the Ace of Cups to the Page of Cups is a big leap of development. Mm-hmm. So there is potential here. There's possibilities here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was just curious about that. I didn't, I was like, am I just making this up in my mind, or a little confirmation is helpful.
Well, that's what I'm seeing here, is that these cup cards are very important because they are about romance and the heart and emotions and feelings. So yeah, I'm getting a good number of happy cards, like the 10 of Cups. That is the quintessential happy cards. You got the Ace and the 10. That's like the whole suit. The Page of Cups, the Six of Cups. These are very happy cards in terms of, let me put it this way. You're not getting the Five of Cups, which is not happy. That's good. The Four of Rods. That's a happy home. So there's, yes, what I'm reading is there's potential here. The thing is that first card that I got, which is the Eight of Swords, which seems to indicate that you feel like nothing is happening, that it isn't moving anywhere.
Exactly.
Because that's a person who feels restricted. The person in the card, she's tied up and she's blindfolded and isn't moving. But the thing is that she can get out anytime she wants to.
It has felt that way. But what I've noticed since I've met this person, I have grown so much. And it's like, like I said, I didn't open up to him, and I haven't really seen him other than for business. But it's like caused me to like really grow.
Well, that's interesting because as you said that, the card I got is the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Cups is the heart. The cups are the heart and emotions. The swords, the intellect. The Ace of Swords is about a new way of thinking and a new way of seeing things, and it is about a person growing intellectually. So that's looking pretty good. I've got to get out of here. I've got like a minute to go. Okay. But the answer here is that I'm seeing great potential. Three of Cups is here too. That's good too. So
thank you so much.
I think that it's worth pursuing.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you for your advice and your reading.
My pleasure.
And taking the time out to call.
Thank you. Bye-bye now. And that's it. We've come to the end of another session of Reverend Elliott's Magical Window, where we ask the magical question, will we be hearing from him sooner than 17 months from now? But yes, you will certainly be hearing from me much sooner. Hopefully you'll be hearing from me next Wednesday, which will be the first Wednesday in September. And I'll have my back to school special, although I am so glad. I would imagine not a day goes by in my life that I don't feel so happy that I don't have to get up and go to school. Oh boy, you know. Sometimes I have nightmares about. I'll have nightmares about punching a time clock that doesn't work, and I'll have nightmares about having a schedule for my classes that I can't understand. So listen, I'll see you here next week, and we'll take another look. Don't forget to go to magic-works.com, magick-works.com, mojoacademy.org, and remember, time flies. It's up to you to be the navigator. Bye bye now.